Anna.
Oh, we're live.
Oh,
Well, you know. Fuck you, dude.
His gay persona's got to be better than his real one, that's for sure.
Just so you know.
As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Try the sauce. I'm soaked in it.
Oh, I could lick you all day long.
Oh, I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool, and I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
What?
hello, everyone. How are you all doing tonight? It is Toxic Tuesday, episode 51, and you are all in here sliding in those chats, ready to chat away about South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. It sounds like a Dix Division movie. Like, it's almost like if South Park stole our idea by like 20 years. What the hell's with that conspiracy? I don't know, man, but I got exception to that. We got to talk about that. That's huge. But how you all doing, chat? Nice to see you guys. We had a nice, fun, solid, short episode of The Mead earlier, Midnight's Edge After Dark, and it was good. It was fun. And it was such a bunch of crazy jabber about Obi-Wan and being biased. So it's like, fuck Obi-Wan. They ruined that shit. But we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the good stuff in the world, because that's what we do on Toxic Tuesday. So, before I bring in my panelists, what's up, Soul Assassin, Phantom Outsider, Roger Ryder, dude? Can't wait to get you on the comic shop talk. You and Ginger Ninja, Dr. Dragon, the lovely Sherry, Sentient Dildo, D. Bud, Martin, Bryant Bath. Hello. Welcome, guys. So, yeah, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Let's freaking go. Let's bring in our panelists. And we're bring on the newcomer, the guest to this Toxic Tuesday, the Dash Attack. What's up, Dash?
Hey, how's it going, Nick?
It's going. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, the pleasure is mine, man. I mean, if anything, it looks like I'm freaking ripping ass on you with the angle that we got going with the whole Terrence and Phillips. So I think this is actually very fitting. I almost don't want to bring in the other guys just so you can maintain this angle, but you know, I my hands are tied.
Oh yeah, I see. Let's see. Phillips like taking a huge poop on me.
Yes, I am letting you know that I am the shit, basically. So that is how this shit goes. Anyways, dude, hey, thank you for joining us tonight. Glad you could be on a show like this, and let's have some fun. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. And then, of course, we got from the pop culture minefield, Gerry.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me on, man. Oh, man. I've been hanging out too much with that 70s rock fan this week already.
Oh, that's yeah. Those things happen in life, you know.
Yeah, there's no such thing. I can't get up hanging out with him. All you guys, fuck, man. I wish we could do this more often. Just before the show, though, I was hanging out with Polly over at Latino Slant, and we were watching Mi Familia.
Yeah, he wanted me to come by. I wish I could have.
I told him, I said, I have to leave, but I got to watch at least about half the movie with him. And God, I love that film. It's a great film. And I just like hanging out with all my friends.
Oh, of course. No, I'm gonna try to get Paulie on an episode of this, so maybe that'll be our excuses to combine forces. So we'll just get Paulie on here and make it easy and simple. But dude,
he only does the show once a month.
Yeah.
So he could be on more.
Oh, he can be on. Oh, he's gonna come. He's gonna come.
And I know Fat Steven says he wants to come back with you.
I would love to have Fat back on here. Yeah, let's get in touch with him, please.
Can I add it to our group?
Yeah, let's do it,
I'll
dude.
do that.
Do come. Tell him to come. All right, I want him to come.
Don't tell him to come. He'll actually misunderstand you.
I want him to come. All right, let's bring in our panelists here. We got, of course, of the Dix division himself, the good voice guy, the man of many voices. He's also Frank Lee. He also hails from the state where South Park takes place. You know him, and you are in love with Sir Talks a Lot. I see you, Tom, will be here.
He absolutely blew that out of proportion. Hello.
How are you, sir?
There's the
I like your
that
South
I
Park clothes.
like.
Blah. It's my like the amount of times that boy puked in just that hour and 20 minutes.
Well, we'll be talking about the puke a lot. We'll be talking about that puke a lot. But,
Hey,
sir, I feel like I've seen you a lot in the last 24 hours. It's kind of great.
Well, yeah, a little bit. You know, between the voice acting, coaching, and other stuff, we've seen each other quite a bit. So
it's kind of huge. Yeah,
it's
so,
a good time.
dude,
Yeah, I recorded the entire body of the Frank Lee video in one take today.
Oh,
I did cut it down
nice.
for pacing, but
Mhm.
it still it was sweet.
That is sweet. Well, dude, I look forward to seeing Frank Lee back.
Hell yeah, next week, next Tuesday is the release on that. So I'll have some behind the scenes looks on Gilded.
Ooh, see, guys, this is why you gotta get on Gilded. Get to the Gilded. That's our Lord and Savior Gilded for you all.
As Tom would say, fuck you, Gilded. He does it much more epically than I do.
He does. I might, besides Mark D, I might have to let him have drunk power over my system just so he can add that clip. And of course, the culture clip of the cock. So, anyways, dude, glad to have you back on here. I feel like this is a very appropriate episode to have you on here for very obvious reasons. And yeah, we're going to have a good, fun show tonight, and we're going to get toxic about it. And of course, the man who's keeping the visuals going again. Yes, I am trying to guild trip you, dildo head. That's what I do.
Yes, he is.
He is
Well, good
that
evening.
70s rock fan.
I'm still waiting for my $10 for being the producer, Nick. You promised
All
me
right.
10 because $10 is 10
How about
bucks.
I give you 11?
So I think he'd rather owe you all his life than cheat you out of it.
Indeed. So if this is bigger, longer, and uncut, Nick, you're bigger, I'm longer. What does that make Gary?
I'm uncut. We've already
No, we've
made
already
this clear.
confirmed.
I'm clearly
Very
uncut.
uncut.
It's a pleasure to be here to talk about a movie that's really about a foreign movie from Canada. So, Canadian movies are foreign movies to you guys.
So we got the Canadian guy and the Colorado guy. We're gonna keep them down there for the divide.
Man,
And like all
great.
good
That's
movies,
excellent.
it has an element of prophecy about it because now we have a particular leader that does indeed cause people to say blame Canada. So it's true.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
And it's true. Anne Murray is a bitch. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, no, I agree. So 70s, you hit a milestone recently. Before we get on with the show, I think you should let everyone in the chat know about your milestone you hit recently.
Yes, I actually did pass 500 subscribers, and I didn't slip back again either, which is good. So, following in Corey's footsteps, of course, who recently passed 500. So
I did.
Yeah, and yesterday Gary was a guest on my live show where we talked about Zardoz, and it's been my most popular live stream yet. So
Yeah, and by the way, I talked to Don Ecker today, our guest for tomorrow, the UFO guy, and he loves that movie.
Yeah,
And
well, you
so
should.
I
It's a
told
good
him all
movie.
about what we did on the show, and he said he was going to go over and be one of those people that watched the episode. He's going to watch
good,
it tonight.
good. Well, thank you for that. And I wish I could just find that meme of you as the exterminator that we were looking at yesterday.
God, I still have it. If you want it, I'll send it.
You should
to you.
share it
Fucking
later.
funny.
So hold
fun
on.
of
Before we let these dudes go on, since Corey and 70s both hit a 500, they're both in the 500 club. Can we get a huge in the chat for Corey and 70s? Can we get a huge in the chat?
Yes,
I want to see all 25 of you type in huge. Let's see that chat flooded. We don't need F's in the chat. We need huge in the chat.
Huge.
Yes, huge. So
Thank you,
70s.
everybody.
Why don't you slide up that slideshow while
I
we
will.
get used?
Just let me just prep
Yeah,
it.
there it goes. That just oh my god, that just blew up out of nowhere.
I just need to lube it first and slip it in there. Hang on a second.
Yeah, you don't want popping because if it pops, it
first of all you get
bleeding.
Oh, we get to promote his channel at the same time.
Oh, I got all my screens. I like to stare at my own image all day.
He's got to
Thank you, everybody.
Huge. CC Karaoke. The Culture Casino have a karaoke channel now?
He has done karaoke. He does with Tom and Polly. They do karaoke and Culture.
Nice.
Oh,
that's
I
fun.
have to find that video.
Yeah, right.
I love karaoke.
I like when you do karaoke.
Apart from the singing, I like karaoke.
Yeah.
I like
my family
karaoke.
surprised me with karaoke for my 30th birthday.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that scene right there where he like takes all the yellow snow and throws it up in the air and it like squishes down on his face. Like that was so great.
Yeah, that was not white snow.
No.
You know, I didn't know for the longest time, confession, that was not yellow snow. I actually thought it was that was just regular snow. So
Yeah.
I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of things rewatching this to get ready for the show.
Same.
But go on with about the yellow snow. Corey, you were saying?
Well, it makes me think of the video game that came out for the N64. Every time with the snowball special attack where you pee on it and you nail somebody and it's like an instant kill. It's fantastic. And like
that game is hard.
One of my favorite scenes is in this entire movie is like him throwing that yellow snow on himself, because in the Colorado, like one of the biggest things like people remember is Frank Zappa's "Watch Out Where the Huskies Go, Don't You Eat That Yellow Snow."
Yeah,
like that's like that's like a mainstay saying in Colorado. So we like, watching them do that is hilarious. Like, and I knew people that after seeing this movie that would make yellow snow snowballs and like, yeah.
I just love the way that this movie starts with such a hopeful, happy song.
Right. The music
before they blow the shit out of everything.
This is probably one of my favorite musicals.
That's right. And it is a musical.
It's like,
absolutely.
It's like the ultimate prequel. The boys don't curse at all until they get out of that movie. And everything's all happy and chipper, and
right.
It's like the ultimate prequel.
Holy fuck, dude.
Is it funny? Like when I first saw this, I had no idea that I was going to be watching a musical. I just thought it was just going to be a South Park movie. Well, that was just going to be bigger and longer and uncut with all the hijinks, which we got all the hijinks, but we got music in this, man.
We missed Kenny's mom's line, which was, he wants to go to see the movie. Well, fine, you go ahead, Miss Church, and then when you die and go to hell, you can answer to Satan.
And he does.
And he does.
I like how
right.
Cal just kicks his baby brother right back in.
She's right all along.
Kick the baby.
Don't kick the baby.
Oh, man.
Bad baby, bad baby.
Oh, man. Dude, it's so weird, like, watching her in retrospect, because I can't unsee her as Jersey Shore. Now, the Jersey Shore episode, I can't unsee it now. I just see her as the Jersey Shore with the whole, it's a Jersey thing. I can't unsee it now. Like, seriously, Kyle's mom is now the Jersey Shore mom now to me.
You know what Kyle's mom is?
Yeah.
You know what Kyle's
mom is? You find out
is?
she's secretly from New Jersey, the Jersey Shore.
Kyle's mom is a big fat bitch.
She's a big fat bitch. That's right.
Well, I guess you weren't wrong.
The biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
The evidence says correct.
Well,
don't do it, Cartman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone see the orchestra version they did to promote like one of the newer seasons of South Park, where they Comedy Central posted a live orchestra version of people singing Kyle's mom's a bitch?
That's great.
That's
fantastic. I love it.
Dude, are you serious? Oh no, I did
Oh
not
yeah,
see
and
that.
it had like the boys watching in the background, and everyone's like smiling except Kyle.
Oh my.
So Nick, I'm gonna hijack your shit for a second. What was the first time you saw this movie, Nick Weiser?
Probably a few. I didn't see it right away in the theater when it came out because I remember when it came out, I was under, let's just say, strict parental supervision. So it was probably like a few years. It was probably like 2 or 3 years. I think I could be off with that after it came out, but I still was able to I heard about the whole Terrence and Phillip concept very vaguely. But then once I actually, saw it full of context, I'm like, bro, this is freaking amazing. And the fact that it all started because they just go to see a Canadian flick for these dudes named Terrence and Phillip, and they're just obsessed with freaking shredding asshole on each other. And I couldn't believe it. I thought this movie was so ridiculous, especially like I remember seeing this was when Saddam Hussein was like a hot subject in the news. So it was so freaking funny to see where he goes later on with Satan and his relationship. I'm like, this is so ridiculous.
Satan, look what I have.
That's right. I saw it in the cinema, Nick. I was so old.
So you probably paid $5 for a ticket.
This might have been one of the first rated R movies I ever saw. I saw it, Saddam was dead already by the time I saw this movie. I watched it with my cousin. He had told me about it. And then, I just watched it. I was just like, there was just so much cursing. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
hell yeah,
it is amazing. Pre-WMD Saddam was absolutely something. I'm just like, holy crap! The fact that it was so perfect that they gave him like a relationship with Satan. I just love how they love giving Satan the most outlandish arcs, whether it's him having a relationship with Saddam Hussein, trying to come back from hell, then all of a sudden realizing the good of the world. And then an episode where it's his birthday and he wanted a Ferrari cake and he got an Acura cake. They really know how to do his character. I don't say dirty, but they know how to do his character funny.
They did one of my favorite things is the sequel to the movie where Saddam comes back.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Oh, you shit-faced cop master.
You're Uncle Fucker.
You're an Uncle Fucker, I will say.
You're the one that fuck your Uncle Fucker. You don't need a mother long. You fuck her Uncle all day long.
Yeah.
Dude, myself laughing by this time. Yeah.
Look at the
Matt and Trey are the best things that ever came out of Boulder. Like, honestly, I know that they grew up in the Fair Play area in South Park, but like they went to school in Boulder, which is the People's Republic of Boulder or Commune of Boulder, whatever you want to call it. It's terrible. It's a terrible place. You get tickets for vaping in your own car with the windows shut. It's stupid as hell. But anyway, they're the two coolest things that ever came out of there. And I remember when this movie came out, Fair Play opened up this whole new shop that was nothing but South Park memorabilia. And where I grew up, they referred to it as Middle Park. And then we had North Park and South Park. And like, I loved the show growing up. I absolutely loved the movie when I finally got to see it because my parents were strict. So I'd have to go over to like my buddy's house to watch it. It hit, because they have cable.
Mecca Streisand in the background. Sorry, Corey.
Mecca Streisand. That's great.
Go ahead, Corey.
Fuck off, you donkey raping shit eater.
Sorry, Corey.
Ball sunking Uncle Fucker.
All right, correct, Corey. Sorry.
Well, and like going to South Park as a kid and like as a teenager and stuff like that, it was kind of like, there's no way any of this is based on real life, right? And I was super shocked myself to find out that they had based a lot of the characters on people they knew in real life and shit like that. And they just decided.
I heard about that. Mr. Mackey is like apparently based off their actual school guidance counselor
And the mayor as well is the original mayor of South Park. It was based on the actual mayor of the town at the time.
Dude,
it was
nice.
Yeah. And dude, that's the first place I saw like a 13-inch Cartman plush. It was like 13 inches by like 13 inches. It was insane.
You just keep saying inches. And I'm just
That's
like,
a big plush.
Inches, man.
That's a big plush.
Yep. It was great. They had wind-up toys and shit. It was so cool.
Oh, what? No, interestingly for me, Kenny was my first ever stuffy I ever got out of a claw machine in the history of ever. I was drunk at a bar called Crave, waiting for a cheeseburger, and I'm like, oh, there's a claw machine. I went over there, and I got Kenny, and it was not a boner-biting bastard uncle fucker, but I was just like, I got a stuffy of Kenny. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, it was like, of all the things from the claw machine, and I got it my first try, too. First try, I got it. Like, and this movie makes you also realize how much the show has changed, because you see Randy, he's only barely in here, and he became so much more prominent later on, which obviously was
he went
best.
through the biggest transition of all the characters.
Yeah. Oh, he became huge character. He is total. He's less of a supporting character than Jane Foster.
It was funny is he finally went his full arc in this latest
took
movie.
a while for the writers to realize it.
Back to being old version of himself. It's funny. But by the way, back in 99, 2000, I had a Cartman bong.
Nice.
Oh,
hell
yeah.
It was like a hookah pipe, really. And I freaking love that thing.
Yeah, I played that game.
That was the great game. I loved that game.
How would you like to suck my balls?
Oh my god, this game.
Did you say?
Okay, I played this game before I saw the movie because I had friends who one of them had the N64, and I was just like, oh my god, yeah, I gotta play this game. And of course, I was so blown away by how ridiculous it was. And Mr. Tom Connors.
Hey, Tom.
It's Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, kids.
Suck my balls, Tom.
Suck my balls.
What did you say?
Oh, bad.
Merge one's bad and good.
I'm sorry. I said.
What? Well, hold on.
Would you like to suck my balls?
I noticed between this movie, but Butter says something that sounds kind of off, like he'd be perceived.
That's because he wasn't
sexual.
quite Butters yet.
Well, no, it was not just because it wasn't quite Butters yet, but it's something that I feel like was more of a connecting the dots. He said something to Cartman that sounded like it could be deemed as like gay or sexual. And then you had the episode where Cartman put his dick in his mouth, and then you had the episode where they were forced to hold hands. And all I'm trying to say is, like, I truly think, like, if one character actually was secretly gay all along, it's Cartman. If one character was, it just, to me, it always made sense.
Right.
That's
like a lot of it. No, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Cartman always projects. That's always been like a part of his character. He projects all his insecurities onto everyone else. So it would not be surprised if Cartman, like, was a little bi or possibly gay.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where if one character were that happen and someone actually said he was that way all along, it'd probably be the one time in my life I would actually believe it. Right. When DC makes a new character gay every week. This one, with Cartman, everything about it sounds believable. And then the chef.
Dude, this is one of my favorite chef scenes ever. Hey, go, dude.
You definitely got I love the dialogue in this.
The clitoris.
How's it going? You're busted for swearing. We can't even see that movie again.
Hey, you know about the clitoris?
Your mom's a bitch, dude.
Oh, that's too bad.
Call me Peg, you fucking son of a bitch.
Before I got in here, you guys were talking about, the differences between, like, we talked about this last week. Like, this movie was kind of a transitional point for South Park,
find
right?
The clitoris.
It was.
What does that mean? Find the clitoris. Hey guys, you know where I can find the clitoris?
Yeah. What season were they on when the movie came out?
This was between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so still
Or actually
really
was in the
early.
middle of season 3, actually. And this also got to a point where, because they were working on it during season 2, and that's why they feel like season 2 is one of the lesser seasons of South Park, because they were distracted with this and basketball at the time.
Right.
Yeah, they actually have Matt and Trey when they put the Blu-ray for this together. They said they actually have no recollection of working on this movie because of how busy they were at the time between doing the show and this movie and other things all simultaneously at the same time. So I can see this being a hectic period of time. Like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, I think it was on the 2009 edition. I think the Blu-ray release for that when that happened. I think that's when it came out. If memory serves correct. Thank you, Tom. I was like, I can't remember I think that was the 2009 or 10 is when it came out. Toxic Man Flew for $2 says 70s earned all 500 subs.
On his knees.
It's worth pointing out that Toxic was my first subscriber.
Why should I have to spell forensics?
And my second, and my third.
Well, this movie kind of signified the point where South Park went from just weird wackiness to actually being more topical.
Satire about society.
Yeah.
And if you remember, this film also got put in the Guinness Book of World Records for like most profanities in one film.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, this movie had the record. Was it like 150 something? Or
it's 399. Just one shy of 400.
It doesn't have the most fucks though. I know that.
No.
Wow, it doesn't have.
Wolf of Wall Street actually, I think, has the most F words in it.
It does.
Really?
Wolf of Wall Street. That's right.
Wow.
But this would have probably been before that, yeah.
By a few years.
Canadian dad.
I absolutely love, and I always have, and I always will, the designs for the Canadians.
Well, yeah, they all look like that 70s rock fan.
He's got more hair than me.
This isn't the mood.
No, I actually remember when I was much younger when this came out, and there was that whole like kind of blame Canada was just like a way of just shifting up blame, like for any conversation. It's kind of like snow is white, water is wet, blame Canada. It's kind of like just one of those like things that people just said, just blame Canada. So like this really definitely did nail the period piece of that time. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but I had to give it away now. But when the battle happens, before he shoots one of the guys, his teacher says "okay" and then shoots. Okay. But drugs and alcohol and sex with women. Okay.
Would we pass the bit where they did the web search for the word clitoris?
Well, I talk about where they
8 million
found
pages. 8 million pages.
Was it the one where they found Cartman's mom? And
that's right. Yeah, it is Cartman's mom.
That's later.
And they foreshadowed it in the previous scene, like when she knew what her rim job was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's easy, okay.
Okay.
Step and say.
Kiss my,
you're a bunshole.
Kiss my buns and you're a bunshole.
Yeah, and you guys were also talking about how
for you, Nick, in the private chat.
How Stan's dad took a little bit more of a leading role later on too. Well, the same thing happened to The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Homer kind of took more center stage later on, and Bart was kind of center stage early on.
Yeah, when they moved to their second showrunner, that was also when Homer got stupid.
Yeah, but see, the thing is with Randy, it became more like it was kind of the time sequence between where Trey and Matt were still kind of like young and 20s and all that kind of shit, and then they got through their 30s and into their 40s and were parents and shit now, so like they relate more now
to Randy.
To Randy, that's why.
Oh, they relate more to Handy Randy.
Soon you will
shall we say?
It's easy, okay.
Yeah, so
because they said
like,
sorry, I was just gonna say they said Stan and Kyle's dads kind of started out as kind of prototypical versions of their own fathers.
Yep.
Yep.
And now they're like, no, they're just us, kind of, basically.
Yeah. I saw that in an interview where they said that. That was really fucking cool.
God, so freaking.
I think I love about Randy is like he just overreacts to everything. It's always an extreme reaction. It's kind of like how much funnier, like what kind of role he would have had if they had.
I didn't hear no bell.
If they had incorporated him more in this movie with his current personality.
That would have been fantastic. He would have been a perfect fit.
Especially with all the singing.
Yeah.
I learned that you're a boner buddy, dick fart, fuck face. Want to see the North?
See, he would have been the catalyst for Canada, right? What they would have done is he would have been the one that would have said it was okay for the kids to go see the movie in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd been like, oh, what the hell? It's just a couple of nasty words. And who gives a shit? You know, it's Canada's fault anyway. You know,
right?
Yeah, we should blame Canada. Fuck Canada.
So that's by lighting a fart.
Wow.
I sure did, Philip.
Dude, he got farted on so hard his skin changed colors. Like
He set his fart on fire and then Kenny dies. Oh wait, spoiler alert.
Oh wow.
I fucking hate
him.
I hate children like Cartman in movie theaters. I'm just saying that.
I just noticed that was Damien. Their Omen parody. He was in the theater.
Was he?
Yeah.
I knew a kid.
Yeah, he was around for a while and then he just disappeared.
Which
like
one?
they just kind of quit showing up.
Yeah.
Which kid?
Bet you $100 you can't ride a fart on fire.
Damien.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's like an early character they forgot about, just like bubble baths in SpongeBob.
Well, then then Pip, at least they explained where he went. They gave him his own episode and shit, and like, yeah.
Tegrity Farms. Tegrity.
Son, I have some bad news for you. We replaced your heart with a baked potato.
They killed the shit out of Kenny.
Yeah.
The good news is you got about 3 seconds to live.
Yes, you can light a fart on fire.
Well,
oh my God,
no,
you killed Kenny.
No, he's not dead because they say the last thing you do before you died. Because of that classic moment.
Oh yeah.
Bastard.
Man, can you imagine being wrapped up in shit in those clothes? Oh God!
These doctors are so incompetent.
I love where they actually have. This is one of the few times they actually have a voice.
George Clooney.
Yeah, it's George Clooney. Yeah,
George Clooney.
And he's playing
Previously,
Doctor.
He had played the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
but he's playing
brutality of
Dr.
how they're
Doctor.
treating Kenny.
Yeah,
I love the brutality of it because it's just ridiculous.
Dude,
They're
they
like, oh,
fucking
get it out.
They take his heart out and they mash it with a mashed potato in the microwave.
Little time left, we'll lose him soon.
Oh, I need some gravy.
I do love this.
Get out of here! Stop this! Quick!
It's mine, sir. I missed lunch.
You've even got heart and lungs on the
I was going to say, did you
buttons.
see that? Yeah,
The
popcorn's
buttons.
first though.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Hang on.
Yeah, go back.
Back to that. Yeah,
We
heart,
got popcorn,
lungs,
defrost, heart, lungs,
spleen,
spleen.
pancreas,
Pancreas,
prostate.
drinks, prostate, high and low. Wow.
Yeah.
I need one of those fancy medical microwaves. I mean,
know,
shit.
right? I want a medical microwave where we can cook up some spleen. It'll taste amazing. As long as it dry the flavor out too. We can use some spleen all up in here. And Das Wolfen for $2 says Q for Tom. What do you use for voice changer?
It is
Ooh.
called Stream Deck.
Stream Deck. There's your answer, Das Wolfen. Thank you for the $2.
Do
Okay.
you have you got a voice mod program that you use through Stream Deck?
Also, yes, it's called Voice Mod.
That's the one.
Yeah, but you don't want the free version. You want the paid version.
Yeah, I get the paid one.
You know what these mods remind me of in this scene? Remember this popular comment that I said a lot in the late 90s, early 2000s? Think about the children. Most popular statement said everywhere and anywhere.
Yep.
Anytime happened. that was a kid was involved. If it was something over genuinely heavy or something, I was like,
well, that was like proto woke. That's the kind of the thing that they would use when they wanted to have an excuse to where you wouldn't question something.
Yep.
My mom was like super protective of like me. I wasn't allowed to see PG-13 movies. I couldn't like.
Very good.
And then I love it.
Wow,
Let you be free at last.
No!
Little boy going to hell.
The one song that's not on the soundtrack.
It's not?
Really?
No. Because it's Metallica, or actually it's just Hatfield, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's considered a Metallica song, but it didn't make the soundtrack, which is like, they put it in the movie, but they didn't include it in the soundtrack. But it's okay. It sounds like something from Load, so it doesn't count anyways for me. I'm gonna be that guy.
The episode where Saddam comes back, they actually make it canon that only Mormons go to heaven, and that's why the population of hell is so high.
That's one of my favorite fucking episodes.
Mm-hmm. That's a damn good episode.
Yeah, it was a fun two-parter. Saddam, I thought I killed you. Yeah, but where was I supposed to go? Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit?
How fitting. Especially after, almost a decade after RoboCop 2, and now it's in Detroit. And Detroit, man. Hell is it good? Hell is it.
I love Gandhi's down there, by the way.
Yeah.
And George Burns.
Right.
Fuckface.
Hey, fuckface, have you seen Gracie?
There's orderliness in the universe.
Is that that? And there's freaking the clown dude? Oh, I'm already forgetting his name. Oh, never mind. Dude, look at that 3D animation.
Yep.
Oh, hey, it's Mad.
Big Al in the chat.
Hey, big gay top Mad. How you doing?
Thanks for asking.
Bombs are flying. Children are dying. Politicians are lying too. Texaco's spilling. The whole world's gone to hell, but how are you? I'm super. Thanks for asking. Everything considered, I couldn't be better, I must say.
Wow, seriously, I did.
Everything is super when you're gay.
Again.
I love that part. That's probably one of my favorite musical songs in this movie, is where he's singing that to the military.
Skittle.
Did this actually almost win an award, but lost out to like Tarzan or something?
Lost to Phil Collins.
And that's why they have that Phil Collins episode, yes.
Nice.
Oh, and it reminds me, Robin Williams performed the song Blame Canada at the Oscars.
He did, that's right.
Robin Williams did, because actually, believe it or not, Anne Murray was supposed to, but there was some issue with her passport.
Oh,
she couldn't get in the fucking country.
Total bitch.
That's a true fucking story.
I know.
She was actually, she was going to go along with the joke and sing the song at the Oscars. Yeah. She couldn't get in. So at the last minute, they had Robin Williams do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a big fan. I could do it.
Hell yeah, that's great.
Today, Tom, we're not allowed out of Canada now anyway, so.
I just love how this whole thing just keeps escalating and escalating, all because they went to see an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, all because they saw an R-rated movie and they swore a lot and they farted a lot in the movie, and that was what changed everything. And that's once again where they use a lot, as Tom says, the proto woke audience. Think about the children or Blame Canada.
Well, and this was really a comment on how parents saw South Park, and not only that, believe it or not, the inspiration more had to do with Beavis and Butthead. And that's part of the reason that Mike Judge does the voice of Kenny at the end of the movie.
My mom hated Beavis and Butthead. Well, she always told me, never watch that show, never watch.
Go ahead, Dash.
Yeah, she said, never watch that show, Dash Attack.
Yeah.
Dash
well, they had the big fire thing where the kid burnt his house down and his sister died, remember?
Oh, really?
So that was a big controversy over Beavis and Butthead, and that's why they removed all the fire stuff.
Huh.
So that's kind of a comment on that, is what it's all about.
So
and
I just think it's cool that your mum calls you Dash Attack.
Right?
I'm very protective of,
Ted's not my fucking name, Mom. It's Dash Attack.
You got her well trained.
So,
She's well trained.
I have a question that popped into my mind right here. Isn't Conan O'Brien Canadian?
Is Conan O'Brien Canadian?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's from New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't think
is Conan O'Brien Canadian? Hold on, my girlfriend would know.
He is Canadian.
Someone
that
will
adds
know.
another layer to this scene.
He's Irish.
He's Irish.
It's even worse.
I just asked my girlfriend and she said Conan O'Brien's Irish. He's not Canadian.
Well, Irish American, maybe.
But I love.
He's from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I mean, Massachusetts.
So I thought he was a Canadian because he was such a pussy, but you know.
Well, he's a dick. That's true. Or is he a pussy?
I mean, they have Scotsmen in Canada too.
Oh no, but is he an asshole that gets?
Is he an asshole?
Dicks?
Yeah, of course.
He's all three.
So
I mean, he does like getting fucked by dicks. I'm just saying.
He is a dick that fucks assholes.
This is true, but not pussies.
I just remember Conan was all pissy because they got James Woods to do Conan's voice.
That's great.
And he's like, I would have done it for free.
That's not the point, Conan. That's not the point.
No, that was, the whole thing is they had, because all the celebrity voices they have in here, I think are celebrities doing other celebrities. That's the whole joke.
Yep.
Except for George Clooney is basically playing Dr. Doctor from ER.
Yeah.
Oh, is that seriously James Woods playing?
Yeah. That's James Woods doing the voice of Conan O'Brien.
Here you go, Conan.
And because I think it was James Woods is who he said it to. It was like when James Woods was on his show one time. He's like, so I heard you played me on South Park the movie, and they show the clip or whatever. And he's like, yeah, it was fun. He's like, I would have done that for free.
Guys, what have I done? Oh no, I sold my friends out. And now he fall to his death very brutally. But the best part is not the fall when he lands on the car and just brutally dies, is that the
guy walks out.
He just turns the alarms off and walks back.
Because no one gives a shit about a car alarm.
Bro, this when I did the rewatch. Oh, go back a frame if you can.
Oh, hang on. You're challenging.
I know this is The Simpsons, and not the South Park, but like James Woods has some of my favorite cameos in cartoons, especially The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that one where he plays himself?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Which frame are you looking for? This one?
No,
the flag.
There is actually a pride flag on the UN.
Oh, the building. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, I caught this when I was rewatching
right.
for the show, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh wow, yeah.
Wow, I like the skull.
There's a pirate flag too.
Yeah.
Pirate flag.
Yar.
They got the pride flag. It's the old pride flag though. They need to update that.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't like that triangle ever being
retro fixing things.
Well, I mean, there's a triangle.
I think the triangle was for lesbians, wasn't it?
The pink triangle.
Is it like the pubic triangle?
Yep.
Pubic triangle. What? Did I hear that right? Pubic triangle.
You're not familiar with the pink triangle, bro? I mean, come on. I think of the two kids, you'd figured that out by now.
I know Dropbox, but I guess I missed a name around
You're
these
so
parts.
innocent, Nick. Oh my gosh.
Nick, you're such a
Hey,
child.
I'm
A
a
naive
virgin.
child.
I'm a virgin, guys.
Through the eyes of a child.
The entire economy.
His children are born through nocturnal emissions in the white world over
the
X-Files filming.
Porn industry was above that. Porn industry. Actually, let's go back and see what else was on there. Hang on. Log industry, X-Files
filming.
Dion Fish industry.
Snowball machine. How's a snowball machine one of the problems?
And porn. Is porn
industry. There's no maple syrup.
Oh man, X-Files. Oh my god.
It's a boot respect.
A boot.
It's a boot respect.
A boot for respect.
Not a boot diplomacy. This is about dignity. This is a boot respect.
You should be saying it in French as well.
Realizing that humor.
It's ridiculous.
We'll give them something to cry about.
Canadian Air Force, both planes.
I loved the design on these aircrafts. Like
it looked like they have
simple.
It looks like they just took like square stickers, slapped them on the planes, and say, "Hey, there's our plane."
The Baldwin Manor.
They bombed the Baldwin.
All the Baldwins are dead.
No, there's still one, and then boom.
And that's
Hey,
what I pointed out last week, the week before, whatever week it was, we did Team America. Trey and Matt have killed Alec Baldwin twice now on screen.
Yeah,
that's awesome. They should totally. Never mind. I won't finish.
I was
should
gonna say,
totally keep going.
Oh, should we go for a hat trick?
I don't know. They could make him accidentally shot to death by his own gun. It could like get up and shoot.
I can't believe they didn't do something that with that this last season.
Right. It could have just stood up and shot.
That might have been be too far even for South Park.
Well, the victim's family may have been upset. Yeah.
Exactly.
Even still, no. What they should have done is the whole show should have been about Alec Baldwin just keeps fucking shooting people and getting away with it. Like nobody else puts him in jail. He just keeps blaming it on other people.
I don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and doesn't die.
That's like one of my favorite lines in the whole movie.
It's the best line.
I have screenshots of when they showed Mohammed, so I don't think there is a too far for these guys. They need to keep pushing the envelope.
I remember. Well,
that's what I was saying,
right? When the
Yeah.
Muhammad
Well, they are
happened,
they are literally fair and balanced in how they insult everyone.
No, the Muhammad thing you're talking about when he first appeared in Super Best Friends, or like the one where they chickened out when it was like later.
Yeah, that was Comedy Central who chickened out.
They didn't chicken out. It's Comedy
You beat
Central
me to
did,
it. Yeah. They put out a press release after because that episode is super bleak, even from just anything that had nothing to do with what was being said. They just bleeped the entire final speech. And Matt and Trey, they put out a thing, say, hey, just so you guys know, that was not us. That was Comedy Central. We gave the episode unedited, unfiltered, but they did what they did, and they were not happy with how that turned out. So,
all the Baldwins are dead.
All the Baldwins are will be executed. Oh, Hillary. Sheila Bobrovsky. I like how she just takes it away from him.
he tries to like come back and she swipes him.
He's just irrelevant. He's just like, no, you don't matter. Dude, this is fucking weak. Dude, that what's that kid's name again with the strangly hairs?
Tweak,
yeah, dude. I feel like they didn't do anything with him after this, or if not much.
Well, he became the replacement Kenny for a time, and then like he kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, like faded out. Unlike Chef had the most brutalist death possible. Man, you want to talk about a way to like say, hey, we're gonna kill your character in the worst way possible for leaving our show.
Yeah,
like, dude, they made him join a club with really
pedophiles.
And they make him fall down the hill to get his limbs severed by a bunch of wolves, and you hear him scream out in pain. And also they put his body in like a Darth Chef outfit, only to never be seen again. I was hoping they would follow up that Darth Chef element.
Don't forget, they made him shit himself.
He comes back as a zombie in the video game.
You're not dead until you shit yourself.
I hear he comes back as a zombie in the video game. I didn't get the one on Xbox. I didn't get that far.
Hello, children. Why don't we go home and make sweet love? That's what he says. I want to make love of your
asshole, children.
I want to make love to your assholes, children. As he says, they're like, why the fuck is Chef acting like this?
Yeah.
Oh, Mecca J here says Isaac didn't even quit the show. The people at Scientology made him do it when he had a stroke.
Ow.
Ooh, man.
Scientology, not even once.
Nah.
Hey, Bush is right. They made Satan gay, which is very progressive for the time.
Oh,
yeah. Representation.
Yeah.
Well,
Saddam loves the dick.
Is he's not the toxic one in this relationship. He actually wants to have a relationship with Saddam, and Sam just wants him to be his bitch.
Yeah, Saddam just wants to fuck. Well, Satan comes from a place of like empathy and wants, Satan just wants love.
He's misunderstood.
Yeah, right. It's Saddam who's the real asshole. Like, seriously, I bet I could be political too. God.
I love this part. Kyle's mom's a bitch.
Yep.
What do you think, Stan? This guy's mom's fault.
All right, which one of the guys in the chat has totally became boyfriend girlfriend of the girl when they just vomited in front of them profusely the way Stan did? Anyone? No. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a delay. Anyone? Maybe somewhere out there there's an exception.
King Kamehameha.
Some girl. There's a Kamehameha that happens that's like that later on in this movie.
Yeah.
Totally a DBZ moment.
Trey and Matt showing their love of anime.
Yep. Yeah. His perk as they even made Cartman's hair look like it too with the sticking up, super spiky.
France.
Oh, we're getting ready to come to my favorite part. When she's standing behind him is like one of my favorite moments.
Yes,
wow.
Absolutely.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Bitch.
There it is.
Fuck.
I really mean
it.
I really mean
it.
He's
a big old fat fucking bitch.
His mom. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Dude,
Man.
I wish they still made movies like this. I wish they still made cartoons like this.
Well, the studio was really, really trying to beg Matt and Trey to do a PG-13, but obviously they didn't concede.
Yeah, they refused.
They were
I'm glad
adamant.
that they refused.
In fact, the whole title of the film is the best joke that they laid out on Hollywood, in that they figured that because the original name, what was it? Goes to Hell, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was the original title?
Yeah, because it wasn't so much that wasn't a problem with the MPAA so much as that was more to do with the studio. Yeah, because they couldn't put any ads before 9 p.m. with Hell in the title.
Yeah, so they changed it to bigger, longer
and uncut.
And it was like the studio didn't get the joke because they figured there's no way they're going to fucking let us have that, and they let them have it.
And then the MPAA kept making them change things, so like every time they'd send it back, they would change whatever it was they were supposed to. Well, the thing was they would change whatever it was they were supposed to change, but then they would turn around and add another joke somewhere that was worse than the one they took out. And 9 times out of 10, the MPAA would fucking miss it. So they said they vicariously made the movie funnier that way. It was kind of floppy.
Tom, what was that movie? Rated R or something where they talked about that?
Oh, this film is not yet rated. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, because they even had somebody trying to figure out who the fuck is at the MPAA.
Well, they said because when they first were in Independence, they didn't get any notes, right? Like they got
they wouldn't tell them.
They get NC-17 right off the bat, and since they were independent, they were like, we can't tell you what you can and can't cut out of it, and blah 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 blah. Well, as soon as they did their first studio film, which was Basketball, they actually got notes back.
The cigars.
So they knew exactly what to cut. So when it came to South Park, they're like, well, we're going to fuck with them. So they put a bunch of shit in that they knew was going to get cut. But then they got like overly sensitive because of being a cartoon. So that kind of pissed them off. So then, like I said, every time they'd have to send it back to the MPAA, they'd add 2 or 3 more fucking jokes in there that would get past the censors.
Yeah, it's the same shit they went through with Team America, too. Because the poop scene was forced to be taken out.
Well, yeah, that was the whole thing. They specifically did. Yeah, we talked about this when we watched it. They specifically overdid the sex scene and the puke scene on purpose because they knew that if they would agree to cut those out, then that was a negotiation thing with the MPAA.
Right.
That they could get to keep everything else in the movie. So they did that on purpose. So that's why on the Blu-ray, it's just the theatrical cut. Because as far as they're concerned, the unrated cut is not their preferred cut. It's the other version. Yeah.
They prefer,
Winona Ryder's freaking ping pong ball trick.
Yeah.
That was great.
It'd be awesome if she actually could do that.
Her character in Stranger Things in that scene, and just her children from the show just watching.
Wiener, wiener, wiener.
Wiener, wiener.
Floppy wieners. Nice and soft.
Naughty rat.
No, really, there's pizza on the way.
Pizza is coming.
Oh.
Hey, you said there'd be pizza. Oh, I see your floppy
He says, I hate Canadians now.
Oh, hey, burn it all. Just that's like when back down
naked and crying.
Oh,
which is funny because like 2-3 years later, Natalie Imbruglia or whatever would have that as some of the lyrics in one of her fucking songs. Lying naked on the floor, crying, whatever that song was.
Yes, and we got CC Karaoke for a Canadian $1.49 with a super sticker, and it's a I think it's a peach that looks like a butt.
I could eat a peach.
Thank you for
hours.
the peach that looks like a butt. I appreciate that, CC Karaoke.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Well, I could eat a
Nicolas
peach.
Cage.
Did anyone see Unbearable Weight of Extraordinary
Nicolas fucking
I've got a copy of it.
Cage.
I haven't watched it yet, but I do have a copy. I will get around to watching it.
Yes, I've seen it. That's where I got that from.
All right, okay.
Oh, are you
Nicky!
talking about that new movie with Nick Cage?
Yeah.
Because you're Nicolas fucking Cage.
I so want to see that, man.
It's great. It's a good movie.
In fact, you know what? That's what I'm watching.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
I watched this movie last night with one of my friends who's over from overseas, and he's all like, "Who the hell is Brian Boitano?"
He's Brian Boitano.
Yeah,
The Olympics or something.
yeah. He was just a figure skater in the Olympics. He wasn't anybody special, but you know, what would Brian Boitano do? His magical fire breath saves the maiden's hair. The one chick has like cornrows and shit. Like,
I heard the snort.
that's what Brian Boitano.
Brian Boitano was in the Olympics. He fought the Grizzly Bears.
Yeah.
Brian Denny.
Who are you? I'm Brian Denny.
Brian Denny.
Brian
not fucking Brian Denny.
Man, he looks like
sorry.
Get the fuck out of here. I love it. Oh.
What the fuck are we fighting for?
Traveling to 10:30 to 30:10.
Do you know? I'm not
Time
sure
traveler.
if you guys noticed, but in the credits, Satan and Saddam are listed as playing as themselves.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Like, and no, the movie did somehow make its way into Iraqi territory. Believe it or not, it
I
did.
heard they showed it to him before they killed him.
Oh yeah, I heard. See, I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I did hear a lot of rumors. I guess you could say.
We just simply have to accept it as the truth because it's awesome.
Because
Oh,
it's
I know,
awesome,
right?
yeah.
Because it is awesome.
We want it to be, so therefore it is.
Well, the other thing about Brian Boitano is he's not even that special.
No,
Like,
he's not.
He's very like he's only got like 1 or 2 gold medals or whatever, and he's like, yeah, he only had like 1 big year, and he hurt himself, and then so he's just like.
That's
Then he
what
faded into history.
Like, Lord knows why they picked him. Honestly, I think they said they didn't really know who the fuck he was. They just liked the sound of his name or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I just feel like asking you if you have Tourette's at this point.
It's the biker episode.
You don't remember
that
the biker
word we're not
episode?
allowed to say on YouTube. Not allowed to
Oh fuck! On
Somewhere.
South Park, I do remember it. Yes.
say. Yeah.
I remember when that debuted, and like I just remember thinking like I couldn't undo it now. Like to me, like I was just like annoying ass Harley writer. Like that was like to me that was like one of the like one time in life where a definition is something actually meant to be changed because it just made so much more sense. Especially when the Harley writers started calling each other that. Like, oh, now they got us saying that to each other.
Skeet Ulrich
Yeah.
poster above the bed. Oh my
That's
god.
right. It's weird.
I'm talking about Doomsday, and all you want to talk about is sex.
Yeah, it's
Man.
Up there's so much
Oh,
room.
you like that,
Why
don't
is
you,
Babies,
Ulrich?
burp, and flowers.
So,
boom.
what do you guys think
He's
happened
such
when
a-
he put the lap? My thought is he bit the dick.
Oh, I don't want to think. No, I
Satan.
yeah.
Look what I got.
No, it was.
It's
I
fake.
think it's implied that, like, Saddam was the Dom. So, like,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
like that, don't you, bitch?
If you are under 18, do not. Well, okay.
Like anyone's ever cared about that, yeah.
Holy shit, it is your mom.
Oh shit, it is Carmen's mom.
Yes, and mine Scheisse.
Let's see how Mark edited
If you were
this
in a
one.
German
Yeah, Mike
Scheisse
Scheisse
video,
German people are fucking sick, dude.
I like
Well,
how
they do.
Carmen
They love to
has
eat
to
shit.
see it. Carmen has to see it. And then his mom. That's funny because his mom's still wearing all the clothes and the guy's naked.
Essen il Scheisse. Okie dokie.
Oh,
Yeah.
D-Bud. Yes, it is. It is, yes.
I actually
Carmen's
made
mom.
that clip for one of our videos.
Oh.
Mom, if you were in the German Scheisse video, you'd tell me, right?
Good night, honey.
Sure, hon. Good night.
La Resistance.
La Resistance. I have to bounce, ladies. So.
Oh, well, hold on. Let's plug you out.
I like ladies that bounce.
But, all right.
That's
Hey,
right.
for those in the chat, I have Sir Toxlot's channel in the description. So you can just click on his name. It'll lead you literally directly to his channel. So Corey, plug your plugs and what do you got coming out soon?
So, yes, I am Corey from the Sir Toxalot channel. Make sure to subscribe to Sir Toxalot. If you're just doing a basic search, it's Sir Toxalot YT. But right now, I am working on Frank Lee versus the Alien Invasion. I have some night filming to do tonight for that. So that's what we're going to do. Keep an eye out for that on next week, Tuesday next week. It's going to be great. I've got Dark Philosophy tomorrow night at 7:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, with No Green Rocks as my guest, and then I will be on Shagworth's channel after that with them, and so that'll be a good time. And then Thursday Night Throwdown, and I have a new song called "Mr. Mean" coming out on Friday. Wow, I've been busy apparently.
You're exhausted.
Hey Corey, what is your name over on Twitter?
The Good Voice Guy.
The Good Voice Guy.
The Good Voice Guy. That's
Thank
my
you, Darius.
That is my Twitter handle. You can find me there if you need to hire a voice actor for anything, except for audiobooks. Feel free to hit me up at Twitter. The DMs are open. And of course, you can find me all over the place on Gilded, on Nick's Gilded Chat, and Pixel Nation for Comics Division, all that stuff. And make sure to go over to Sir Toxalot and watch the Dick's Division Prepper Warehouse commercial that Comics can't show on his channel.
Just don't send him German porn.
Don't send me. I don't open.
Two girls in
like
a cup.
No, you do that, and I'm blocking your ass, motherfucker. Man, that my whole fucking life. Don't even.
Just send him stuff about floppy wieners, and we'll be
Don't
all
send me
good.
that.
Wieners.
If you send me dick pics, that shit will wind up all over the internet. Just saying, don't do it.
Well, I've got a lot of pictures of Richard Nixon and Richard Burton. So
If you start sending me pictures of people named Richard, I'm going to make a video called Random Dick Pics. And then
there you go.
Because that's the kind of humor on Sir Toxalot here on YouTube, is just rude, ridiculous humor. And you'll love Frank Lee. I guarantee it. Nick loves Frank Lee. The Lasso of Truth loves Frank Lee. And you will too. Go check it out. Subscribe. And if you make your way to my Gilded somehow, I suppose I should have shared a link. You'll get exclusive content for behind-the-scenes looks of Frank Lee.
Yes. So, all right, dude. Hey, thanks for hanging out, man.
Oh, yeah.
I will see you soon as always. All right.
Hell yeah. Have fun,
All
ladies.
Right. Take care.
Nice meeting you.
All right.
You.
All right. So, access granted. Dude, look at that basic internet. Back when the dial-up days, noisy AOL sounds, AOL 5 slow. Whoa, that was really freaky. I actually thought it was AOL.
Goodbye.
Or you could literally do nothing and just boot you out for no reason. You got mail. Dude, AOL still exists. That's the real tragedy in this all, is somehow AOL prospered. That's not allowed.
Hey, Kodak still exists.
Did Kodak do something about their issue unlike AOL?
I'm not sure. They just rebranded. They make printers now, I think.
Forgive me, I'm eating a wiener. And it's got poppy seeds on it.
You got a poppy wiener?
Yeah, floppy wiener in my mouth.
No, poppy.
Poppy, it is poppy. Yeah.
Poppy wiener. Poppy wiener.
He eats puppies. You evil man.
Look at those grade school graphics.
I do love the hell scenes in this. They are beautiful.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Fucking
Saddam
Hussein.
Man.
Why
imagine
do you-
Saddam's reaction to saying, like, okay, imagine Saddam gets captured, and they torture him, and they're watching him, and the guys are, yeah, we're gonna torture you with you on a date with Satan. How does Saddam react? Like, no. I'm trying to imagine how he'd react to that.
Confusion, I would think.
Oh, dude, bud. Really? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Charlie Sheen does have an AOL account. Duh. Winning. You win there. You win there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, this song.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell's personal email is an AOL.
Bruce Campbell. Oh, why? Did you have him on for a show?
No, I've just known him for a long time.
Oh.
You know Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
He does.
Oh, wow. That is a great, fantastic.
He doesn't like me.
Doesn't? No.
His best friend is mutually one of my best friends. So we tolerate one another.
So you survive each other. Because I know he's writing a comic for DC on Sergeant Rock.
There's more stuff coming too. Yeah, we've known about that since January, and I couldn't talk about it. I was under a gag order.
Ooh.
Everybody on our channel knew about it, but we weren't allowed to talk. I told them, you guys can't say anything. Fat Steven.
In Gary's case, it's a ball gag.
I want to get the Evil Dead game.
There's an Evil
Dead. Oh, I do too. I do too.
Yeah, it just came out. It's multiplayer.
And they're talking about a new Evil Dead series where he will voice Ash. It's the only way he'll come back as Ash is in game and in animation.
Oh,
yeah, because Ash versus Evil Dead got canceled.
Well, he got pissed. I mean, I don't want to go into it again, but
yeah, he was
the fan base didn't support the show like they acted like they were going to. Because it's behind a paywall.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Well, it was dumb.
I don't know. I love the first two
too.
seasons.
That was the biggest mistake. Putting it on a pay
should have been on the Sci-Fi Channel or something.
To be fair, I don't think Sci-Fi would have fared much better because almost every show that goes on Sci-Fi gets canceled within like a season.
They should have done what they did with Child's Play. Put it on Sci-Fi and USA. Now that's getting a second season. Or Chucky, whatever you want to call it.
I 100% agree with you, Tom, because that's why they're starting to go move away from paywall to advertising again on some of these streaming services because that's where the money is, having commercials.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was the bitch of it is I only had stars for that fucking show.
Ditto.
And as soon as they canceled it, I canceled stars because it's like, fuck this. I get all these movies on Blu-ray. Why would I sit here and watch? Because that was the problem. Stars was not known for their fucking series like HBO and Showtime. Stars was now known for the place to go get the movies.
Yeah, it had two things. Stars had that the Gladiator show, and they had that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Both Sam Raimi, Rob Tapert productions.
Mm-hmm. What my soul? I guess while we're on the subject, I mean, we might as well keep it going before we bring it back. But no, with the streaming service, like my brother is starting because of all streaming service. He was starting. I'm gonna use a specific term. He was starting to transition to digital. But then you saw what happened with Amazon and Gone with the Wind, and he took big alarm of that. He's like, okay, back to physical media I go, because the fact that you own it but you don't, and they could just change your digital flick or add dumb mindless disclaimers, it's useless. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's like
Stars did make some good shows about 10, 15 years ago, and The Pillars of the Earth was a good show if you're into.
He used to have a badass commercial for Stars. Well, I want to see movies.
Pillars of the Earth was a good show.
I want to see stars. That was the commercial. When I want to see movies, I want to see stars. And now it's like, hey, there's Chef. There he is.
Operation Darky.
The Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, ironically, Stars was part of the reason HBO and Showtime started stepping up their game when it came to the original broadcasting, because Stars swooped in and took up a bunch of the licenses. So they lost like the Disney license, the Universal license. Well, Universal owned Stars.
Pause this.
So there was a bunch of licenses that HBO and Showtime lost as far as the companies go. And yeah, it was like, so they're like, well, we need some shows now to get people in. That's where Sopranos and all that shit came from.
Yeah,
and they did make some good historical dramas, particularly way back in the day.
Oh, this is a huge moment here in the film.
It's not. It is faster.
They had to do it this way because they found out they couldn't say shoot Bill Gates or kill Bill Gates, but they were allowed to kill Bill Gates. They couldn't say it, but they could do it. Huge fucking issues that they had with the film.
Viva la resistance.
Windows is still like, I'm still trying to stop my computer from getting Windows 11, and so far I've been successful. Every time
I was forced to, in order to do video editing.
Really?
Yeah, because the drivers suddenly weren't recognized.
Yeah.
And they said, you got to update. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. So that was the only reason I did it. And I know they did something to the computer. Windows did.
I ride out not updating the program for as long as possible because I'm a rider. F Windows 11, yeah. Hopefully one day we'll have a parallel computer system.
We're already getting to the climax of the film here.
Yeah,
right.
Darius Munchausen nails it. That's exactly what Tom was talking about. Stars doing what it did helped make all of HBO and Showtime better. It really did.
Oh, I'm sure.
Competition.
Well, yeah, because
really
before that, a lot of their original programming was mostly like comedy driven, not so much drama. Like you had like the Larry Sanders show and a lot of the stand-up comedy type stuff, and not necessarily the news.
It was almost like they were doing that mostly to get the awards.
Showtime had like Super Dave and some other shit like that. They didn't really start getting into the real drama shit until Stars came in, and they're like, fuck, what do we do? Because we lost the Disney license, we lost the Universal license, we lost, a couple of these other licenses. So they weren't getting some of the bigger movies anymore. And yeah, so like I think they lost the Paramount license too while they were at it. And or no, they didn't, because Paramount is Showtime. What's the one they lost? I can't remember. But Stars had like Lionsgate, Universal, Disney, I think Fox maybe, and one or two of the other ones, because HBO could barely, they had Warner Brothers, but they barely could hang on to a few other ones. And Showtime had Paramount because that's who owned them. But other than that, they had very few films at that point. But like, yeah, so Stars soaking up all that, they're like, well, we got to come up with something to compete. And yeah, that's where Deadwood and Sopranos and Weeds and Californication and all that kind of shit came out of.
I just realized that book, Saddam is from Mars.
Saddam.
So okay, that's totally a play from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Saddam is from Mars.
Here's one of the scenes I guess they had to change, but like, because originally he actually pulled his dick out, and they wouldn't let him do that. So they're like, well, what if he pulls out a dildo? So they have him keep pulling out dildos.
But it's because that's actually a photo of a dick.
Yeah, that was the joke, because he's like,
around, though.
Soon the world will belong to me. It's Saddam. He doesn't nurture my emotions. He just wants sex. He can't learn to communicate.
This is my favorite version of the devil.
You're right. I should just leave him. Saddam, I'm going to rule Earth alone.
Up there, there's so much room. For babies burp and flowers bloom.
You actually see South Park Jesus in line with the troops.
I gotta see that. I don't know what I've been told. Canadian pussy is mighty cold.
Well, that's not what we said in the army.
Hey.
Oh, that's
Canadian ass is very cool.
Oh, that's my Canadian accent.
Yeah,
that's a wee soldier.
Are you from Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia.
And Frank. Sorry.
A boot, eh?
La Resistance. Well, I think that was like a play on La Miserable. Yeah, thank you. Lost my English there.
Les
It's
Miserables.
hard to pronounce.
Les
Yeah.
I
Miserables.
call him a cocksucking asshole.
We'll show God that we won't fucking coming, mother. All
I've
because
not
of
seen the
swearing.
play. Does anyone know if the movie version's any good
If the what?
of Les Miserables?
Oh, I don't know.
I have not.
What about it?
I ain't got 3 hours to sit
The
through that
Russell
shit.
Crowe one? Yeah, I watched about 10 minutes of it and then I got bored. So I've been to see the stage play before, and
I've heard it's kind of depressing and miserable.
yeah, everyone dies.
Well,
But
I'm just
some
glad.
catchy tunes though.
I got to tell you, I prefer the Liam Neeson one.
I'm just
Well,
glad
it's
you didn't
fucking great,
come.
that one. It's fucking great.
Fucking
I've
great.
I have a fucking great set
man.
of skills,
Aye.
so fuck you, you fucking
I
fucker.
can
I've got a
change.
certain set of skills.
Yeah.
I am a Jedi.
I will find you, you fucker.
Oh man, this is just like
Let's call him
abusive
Father.
Train your
relationships 101. Oh, I could do better. Like, oh, come on.
Mm-hmm. No, I could do. Ah, any minute now, I will be born again. Saddam does look like a dirty bastard. Look at that
I
mustache.
can change. I can change. I know I've been a dirty little bastard.
Oh, Kenny. Kenny's got quite the trippy arc in this movie. I swear. The fact that he goes to hell.
This is kind of the precursor to Ronery.
Yeah.
I'm just Ronery and Ronery and Ronery.
You're right.
I think Chameleon was a better character.
It was.
My
total
favorite
precursor.
song that he did was the Alec Baldwin song.
Forget, man. It's so weird how a lot of the things that we have tackled lately have happened to involve a lot of the Baldwin. So I granted, it's just like, wow, what timing, especially with his situation.
Yeah.
In the last year, like between this, obviously Team America, man.
I honestly don't think he's ever coming back. I honestly don't think he's ever coming back.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, ideally, like I don't know. It's just he's just handled this so bad. Like, I think maybe if like he had apologized better, he could have like gotten his story straight. He could have maybe bounced back. I just don't know.
They saw too much of how batshit crazy he is.
It's not in his nature to apologize for anything.
Oh, he won't.
That guy.
He's a narcissist.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do anything wrong. But Bush, I think we talked about this earlier. I think if I didn't, or if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. They got nominated, but they lost, and that was the inspiration for an episode not much later on. Yes, thank you.
But that's the only thing stopping them from getting an EGOT. They don't have an Oscar yet.
What's EGOT?
That's all the big awards: Emmy, Grammy,
Oh,
Oscar, and Tony.
Oh,
They got their
okay.
Emmy and Grammy and Tony, but they don't have an Oscar
They
yet.
might have a Brit Award.
They probably do, actually. That would be an EGOT B.
Maybe they've got a Juno, the Canadian
Or a
ones.
BGOT.
They may have a Juno.
They're BGOTs.
They're big
Brigot.
bigots.
Well, if you do an R, a Brigot for the Razzies.
And they like it. The bigotists.
I don't know if they've ever gotten a Razzie.
I'm
I
just
don't think
curious
they
if they've
ever
got a
could.
Juno.
I don't know.
Canadian
We'll have to
Juno.
ask Elliot Page.
Pittsburgh Juno.
I know. We got to ask Uncle Fucker as well.
Such a fucking pain, Uncle Fucker. You're a
Uncle
boner bunny
Fucker.
bastard, Uncle Fucker.
Uncle Fucker.
You're an Uncle Fucker, I must say.
Okay, Uncle yesterday.
Uncle Fucker. That's UNCLE. Fuck you.
Well, so okay. Oh, is this? But this were Winona Ryder.
Yes.
Oh, maybe it is Golden Globe. You're probably right, Jack or Casual. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's Golden Globe. It's either Grammy or Golden Globe. I always thought it was Grammy.
So be a double G then.
Maybe it is 2 G's.
Yeah, 2G begot or
Begot.
bregot. Yeah, you're a begot. Begot.
Watch him do an episode about being bigots.
Oh, sure, it's already been done a few times.
Simpsons did it.
Hey kids, want to lick my pussy? That would be freaking freaky if Barney the dinosaur said that. Freaking Barney, giant purple dinosaur. For pooping.
So 90s, like I'd be, Barney was still the shit.
Like Barney is the shit.
I like you,
you like me.
I got a frontal lobotomy.
Oh God, I remember singing that one.
So I'm very disappointed that they have not won a Canadian Juno Award. Which is especially should have won.
Probably this
Canada.
movie is why.
Screw
you, buddy. You're not my buddy, pal.
Very disappointing.
I ain't your pal, friend.
No, Big AL singing here.
I ain't your friend, buddy.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, our hero, Winona Ryder. She goes a poppin' here. She
was a huge success with the men.
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, oh, she went popping and popping and popping, and everything is like the world just stopped, and then you realize, oh, look. If I remember, like, I think this is kind of like, of course, like celebrities, they always want to depict them like the opposite of what they are. And obviously, she was very anti-war. In this movie, she was very pro-war. So that was the Winona Ryder depiction, basically. Yes. Oh, hey, Das Wolfen, have a good night. All right, thank you. Thanks again for the super chat. I heard this song. Big AL. Oh, you don't want to sing. Yes, we do.
It goes a little bit like this.
Sing it. Damn
Children
it.
are crying.
Is Big AL still in the chat?
Cancer
Hey,
is
Big
killing.
AL, you still there?
Texaco's spilling, but how are you? How are you?
Barney.
I'm super. Thanks for asking. All things considered, I couldn't be better, I must say.
I'm glad you're super. I remember when you straight up got when they showed up the dong, I was just like, bro.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Cripple. I just can't feel sorry for you today. Because I'm insanely super. But don't you think I look cute in this hat?
Oh, I can't wait to see how Matt is.
Mel Brooks could have done this number.
I know, it sounds like a Mel Brooks number.
Very Mel Brooks, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Big Guy Al does seem like it would be a character in a Mel Brooks movie, too, on top.
Yeah.
Dom DeLuise would play him.
Yeah, and he'd do this number. He could absolutely do that number.
Speaking of
kind
Mel
of did
Brooks,
that in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Yes, at the end, yeah.
That episode is not far
Screw
away.
you, buddy. I work for Mel Brooks.
I work for Mel Brooks. Nobody says Mel Brooks like Slim Pickens, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Screw you, buddy.
I work for Mel Brooks.
Kenny's ghost kind of messed everything up.
We almost lost a perfectly good car. Have we done Blazing Saddles yet on Toxic Tuesday?
We have not, and we're
Oh, for
not
fuck's
far
sake,
away
man.
from it. We're not
Holy
far away
shit.
from it. I actually, it's within the next few episodes. So
I mean, that's like the most toxic film ever made.
I know we're gonna do
I
it.
gotta see it.
It's,
I mean,
dude,
it just
it's so
oozes
good.
toxicity.
Yeah, dude.
I've been hearing like how problematic that movie is, and it
I
just
was gonna
makes
say
me
we
wanna
might
see it
actually have
more.
to do a warning before that one. Like,
I might.
parental discretion is advised.
I might have to age restrict it.
Parental
or something.
discretion is cool.
Well, that's cool, people. I have to age restrict it, just so like because I do want to like I want people to watch it, but I gotta like make sure like it'll be the best like hit the channel without censoring too much. So
The sheriff is a.
He says the sheriff's nearer. No.
No, you idiot. The sheriff is a.
Jared, oh man, Jared from Subway was. Oh my god, I remember that one.
I agree with Johnson.
Now the light she fades, dude. This freaking kid.
These ones.
We go into town, whomping and a whooping.
Whomping and a whomping. Okay, here it is. Here it is. The execution. Satan's so happy. He's about to come back. And then, dude, I like what this does to Cartman.
Oh, yeah. He gets Dragon Ball anime powers.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up with the power level, like where he charges up, just like Goku did. Goes into Super Saiyan mode. His hair goes up, and it's like they say a bunch of crazy words in another language. Yeah. He just says a bunch of swears.
Trey and Matt were really big into anime. That's why they did the whole the episode, but the one where it's all like anime styled, where they got all the ninja weapons.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is funny because this is one of the first movies ever.
Guy with a shuriken.
Yeah. Yeah, they throw it at Butters, and you get stuck.
They take him to the fucking veterinarian.
Yeah.
What's funny is that this was one of the first DVDs I ever got.
Was it really?
Yeah. Well, I remember I worked at a store at the time, and my boss is like, "What's this South Park movie thing?" I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty big. You should get it." She's like, "Nah, I don't think so. It looks stupid."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh, that's your own fault." Because like it was forever to get the fucking movie on tape. Because the only store that had it was like 20 minutes away, and they never had it in. Like it was always rented out. And so I finally just found it on DVD and bought it. Right, and like everybody wanted to see it all the time, so I watched it constantly when it came out.
Oh man!
Because like nobody had access to it. So like, oh, you got South Park the movie? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh shit, I want to watch that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I remember like it was a big deal when you saw this movie at the time, and it's kind of like that scene earlier when all the South Park kids were bragging about how they saw Terrence and Phillips, and all the kids were kind of like huddling around them, like, "Oh hey, you saw that? You must be like."
I saw Terrence and Phillips. Who wants to touch me? I said, "Who wants to fucking touch me?"
That's how it was like when I was in middle school when they came out. And
oh man, we quoted this movie so endlessly after it came out. Man.
I remember because I didn't see it right away, but I remember the guys who I did knew who see it first, and everyone was kind of like thought they were the coolest kids in school for getting into a theater, seeing it. And I remember like their mom got them in, so they're like totally. Of course, they're bragging about it for weeks, maybe even months on end. So of course we're like, "Oh, what happened in the movie?" We couldn't believe it because kids who are our age, 12, 13, got into this movie. So it was like for us, I was like, that was such a groundbreaking thing. And then you see this movie, you're like, oh, hey, they had to get through a bum. That reminds me of a time where I had literally asked, don't talk to strangers, folks. Nick did that, and, well, I got into certain movies that way, but don't ever do that, folks. I did a lot of dumb things, and I don't recommend talking to strangers.
Here it is.
Oh, the clit.
The clit. Believe it or not, this movie never hit #1 at the box office.
No, did it?
No.
No,
it only hit as high as #2. Yeah,
must have made a lot of cash though.
Well, believe it or not, this is one of the reasons why one of the first episodes back for the next season is the Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West episode.
Mm-hmm.
It opened up against Wild Wild West, but Wild Wild West only beat it by a couple $1 million.
Yeah, didn't you have Wild West wasn't that like a financial disaster?
Yes. But here's the thing: Star Wars: The Phantom Menace was also in like its, I don't know, like 6th, 7th week or whatever it was at that time too. And the Matrix was also hanging around still. Okay. So like, yeah, when it came out, so it had a lot of competition. But believe it or not, it ended up making $88 million in '99. That's
pretty good.
Which is not bad at all. No.
For an animated movie.
Oh no, not at all. For R-rated animated film, yeah, on top of it, yeah, and I think that's only domestic. I don't think that's worldwide. I think that's just domestic. So.
Yes, I'll pull up.
Or maybe that is worldwide, but still.
No, let me get the numbers.
I don't think we had great numbers for the overseas.
Yeah, worldwide's
markets at that
83.
time.
83, not 88. I'm sorry,
sure
83.
the South Park movie had a lot of overseas restrictions.
Oh yeah.
I like to see it in the I'm still living in the UK.
So
I like
yeah,
to see it in the cinema there. Yeah.
So June 30th, 99, and it was the weekend of the very last weekend. So
came out over
basically,
4th of July weekend, basically. Yeah.
Technically 4th of July because June 30th was on a Wednesday. And of course, Independence Day was that Sunday. So yeah, it opened up at number 2. So yeah, I remember you're right. It was competing against Wild Wild West. I remember because at the time all the kids were talking about both these movies, and that was of course at a time where movies were like $4 or $5 to see at a theater. You had the Wild Wild West song playing everywhere, and Phantom Menace was like everyone's like, "Holy crap! A Star Wars movie came out," and we're all a bunch of kids, so we're like still in that like fanboy mode over holy crap, we got young, Anakin and Darth Maul and all that stuff. It was a wild summer, but boy, I remember when Wild Wild West came out and everyone was talking about the song, and then that movie became more remembered for the song than the movie itself.
Well, I've only ever seen Wild Wild West once, which is when I went to the cinema when it came out to see it, but I've seen this movie about 6-7 times.
Right. So I think I only seen Wild Wild West once, and I bought it when it came out on DVD because it was one of the first DVDs that was discounted when it came out. You could get it for like $12.
Wow.
And at that time, that was insane because like DVDs were normally like $30.
I was going to
ask. I went to see it the same night. I went to see South Park first, and then I stuck around and watched Wild Wild West, both the same night.
In fact, I think I bought South Park and Wild Wild West the same day on DVD, if I'm not mistaken.
So Gerry, you started off strong and then you downgraded your night. Basically, if you started with South Park and then Wild Wild West,
that'd be a horrible double
I'm going
feature.
to start with this and end with an awesome Will Smith comedy, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's worth it for Salma Hayek.
I don't know.
John Peters got his giant spider.
My first DVD was Blade Runner, 1997.
Why am I not surprised? That was one of the first ones I rented. If you want to be proud of me, Gary with a J.
I am proud of you, Tom.
All I know is, guys,
I rented Batman, that, and Beetlejuice first night. I rented
the R-rated movie from when I was growing up in school that all the kids were seeing was The Matrix.
That's what I was saying. The Matrix was out this summer. Star Wars was still running.
Yeah,
I mean, this was a big summer for movies, and the fact that the movie did cost $20 million, but I gotta imagine most of that budget just went into speeding up the process of getting this movie out. I bet. Because story-wise, it fits right in the middle of the season. So it's not like they didn't know exactly where it fit, right? Because after they come back from this movie, Mr. Hat's gone.
Yeah.
I believe that's the Wild Wild West episode. And then they start the 2000 season. So it's like it all kind of snowballs into the next part. And then, like you said, they even have a sequel to this where we have Saddam come back because he dies in this movie. And in their universe, he died at the end of this movie. He didn't die, in the other thing. So so it's like this whole they do a great job of playing with this stuff and that they did here. But again, it was still a turning point for South Park, for better or for worse. I mean, it's still my favorite show on television. So
Stan found himself once he found the clit. So that changed his entire besides vomiting, obviously that slowed down eventually, but once he became so confident in life.
After this movie, they did quit doing a lot of those tropes. Like they kind of this is because they did let Kenny die, I think, for a little while after the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they just
then they killed him again.
They killed him and he was gone for a while. Yeah.
And then he was gone for a while, and then they quit killing him because they kept forgetting to kill him because they said they'd get going and then they have the end of an episode and they're like, "Fuck, we forgot to kill Kenny." So they'd have to go back and figure out. That's usually why there's so many episodes where, like, at the very, 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 very end of the episode, all of a sudden Kenny gets killed for no good reason.
Ooh, Vidge has a good point here. What's up, Vidge? Says Matrix came out in the spring. By summer,
actually, it was still in the box. It was like number 6 or 7 up against it. Vidge, you guys got to remember. You got to remember, Matrix wasn't a big hit when it came out. It came out really close to episode 1. What happened with that was it became a sleeper hit that summer.
I'm looking at the numbers right.
Yeah, it was not a huge box office opening in comparison to like the sequels.
So 27 million was its opening weekend.
Yeah,
Easter weekend, and you add 31 if you want to get technical at the 4-day. So yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the numbers here. Yeah,
it was still playing through the summer.
It was. No, you're right. because the numbers when it dropped like really.
Because word of mouth got around about that movie because the Phantom Menace came out May 24th. So I mean, yeah, it came out, and it hadn't even come out on video yet, and then word of mouth started coming around, so they kept it in theaters a lot longer. I don't think it hit video until like November or something like that year.
I've always said, because you and I've talked about this before, Tom, that that Lucas changed the way movie theaters made money that year. And
that was the first time that he wanted 75% of the box office, and he required theaters to keep the movie for 15 weeks.
Yeah. So getting another film in there that could make money was really good for theaters at that time. And that's where The Matrix helped movie theaters in the United States.
Here comes Super Saiyan Cartman.
Yeah.
Respect authority.
Look at the hair goes crazy and the eyebrows get huge, like in all the animes of DBZ. You need to watch your mouth, Betsy. So, man, look at that. How's it funny how Saddam went from alpha male towards Satan? Now he's a freaking little bitch when it comes to carton.
So does anybody else know why sometimes they just make faces and sometimes they actually use photo faces for celebrities?
I don't know the why. Do you?
Yes. They don't have to get permission from the actual person. This is the beauty of it. All they have to do is get permission from the photographer. So if they happen to find a set of photos where they get all the angles they need, all they got to do is pay the photographer.
Blood red frozen tampon popsicle.
Yeah, I know.
And the other, so that's why like Saddam and certain other ones are like their actual faces, and some other times they're not. But yeah,
that explains a lot.
So it's if they can find somebody that has all the photos.
Like
they
what's
need.
his name, Knight Rider? They used his face.
Yep. Well, they need a side angle, a front angle, and a quarter angle, like that kind of thing right there. And they like to have different expressions and stuff like that.
Fuck shit, cock ass, titties, boner, bitch.
I love
Barbara
Streisand.
That is a swear word. Yeah, her words for sure.
Streisand.
Well, I mean, they shit on her in the Mecha Streisand episode really hard.
Oh my god!
So
the only thing that could take down Mecha Streisand is Robert Smith from The Cure.
Speaking of Mel Gibson, remember Mel Gibson got mad that they wanted a refund for the passion, and he shitted right on their face.
I love that fucking episode.
He chases them around the house like
Mad
it's just
Mel.
like Mad Max's. I love how loony they made Gibson in that episode.
They literally made him a Looney Tune.
Oh, my nipples. It hurts when I twist them.
Sugar tits.
Such a great episode. I might have to rewatch that one. So
Here's a nod. That was a nod to Wrath of Khan right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've had enough of you.
Bad enough.
Not Wrath of
you.
Khan. I'm sorry.
Part 3.
The Search for Spock.
Yeah. Or when
he kills Krug.
Yeah. I was
Krug.
gonna say Christopher Lloyd's character. Yeah.
So,
no shit, Comic Relief Crusader. That's awesome.
That is insane, dude. You could actually make it.
It's not because he's a collector. The fact is, I've learned from talking to him on video, he's a hoarder.
Oh. Gotcha.
Still got the popcorn in it.
Still got the popcorn in it.
Yeah, still got a little popcorn left.
He just said true. Love you, Mike. Hey, so you guys know he is going to be homeless on Sunday, and we are running a campaign for him, working with him, helping him. He's got a GoFundMe. Is he a wrench that he could share it in the chat?
Oh yeah, get that link.
I was gonna say, I think he actually.
Because if he doesn't, I'll share it with you guys. I'll find it.
Send me a link on the Gilded.
Yeah, I've got it on my page. I'll go find it.
Yeah, post in the private chat, and I'll post it there.
Yep, here you go.
All right, slide it in. All right,
Do you want me to slide it in soft or fast?
Dude, fast. Hurry up.
Okay.
I wait
No
all day.
Get it over with.
Do it dry.
I'm okay with dry. That's fine. I can handle dry. I just want you to do it.
We're all about dry and hard and fast here on Toxic Tuesday.
Yeah, dude, it's what we do.
The only lube we got here is spit.
And I'm
sloppy
dry
seconds.
like in Jaws. I ain't got no spit.
I got no spit.
Oh,
I got no
All right, it's in the private chat, buddy.
Kenny's face.
All right, you're in my private. Let's see here. Okay, got it.
Goodbye,
all right, guys.
$2,000 to put down on it, but he's put it for $4,000 because they're going to have closing fees as well on top of that. Plus, GoFundMe takes their percentage.
Right.
But
yeah, there, of course, where Kenny actually speaks his first legible words, or however you want to say. Is that's
from
right
Mike
word?
Judge.
Legible? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the fact that between Fat Steven and I, we got him to 595 right now. Or
oh wow! So you're a quarter of the way there already.
Yeah, 594.
So that's where my $500 went from Steven. God damn it! Where's my $500, Steven? You got to give it to him.
All right, so guys, this is the Comic Relief Crusaders GoFundMe. I know some people have mixed,
He's Canadian. I know. We just get over it. He's Canadian and help him.
So give a look, even if you do $1.
Yeah, Audible. That's the word I was looking for.
As
Audible.
much shit as I give Canadians, I'm glad we watched this movie tonight.
No, we got 40 people in the chat. Even if everyone does like $1 or $2, that's still additional $40 to $80. All I'm saying. So thank you guys for being here, and sticking around too. This is awesome. I appreciate it.
Which is weird because they actually have Isaac Hayes, who sings all the time. And this is the only time he sings in this movie.
Right? Missed opportunity.
That was the one thing that stood out to me when this movie came out. I'm like,
yeah, it was
weird.
A missed opportunity.
Chef didn't get a song.
Chef,
I mean, maybe there was and it got cut, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of the ancillary characters didn't really get. It kind of reminded me of like Beavis and Butthead when they some of the background characters don't get a lot of screen time in the movie itself. It's newer characters that get more notice.
But I think Trey Parker wanted to show off his music writing abilities, so this was a really a rare kind of comedy / musical.
Well, that's the thing is even you take the lyrics out of it, right?
Yeah,
because the lyrics are fucking genius just for how humorous
all by themselves. Yes,
but aside from that, you're right. Like he has music from almost every kind of musical you can think of in this movie, and he does it well. Yeah, and then he carries that tradition over into Team America.
I mean, single greatest punk song ever, America. Fuck yeah. God, I fucking love that song.
Well, then, of course, then they won their Tony for the Book of Mormon, which is also a musical. But, yeah. So
Trey Parker is a really fucking talented dude.
Oh, yeah.
He actually made a movie for Trauma years ago called Cannibal the Musical. Which I own a VHS copy of that film.
Oh, that's a tougher one to find, but yeah. It's actually, I think it's
bought it
free
when it came out.
Yeah, I think it's actually free on YouTube. I think you can watch it.
I wouldn't be surprised because that movie
it's official free through the Trauma YouTube channel or whatever, I think.
And it's worth it. It's fun. It's stupid.
It's hilarious. It's not even that long. Yeah, it's
a very short film. It's like an hour long. See, I like it when you and I start talking. Everybody shuts up, and you and I just start talking.
All right. Well, we gotta do our ratings.
I love it when you're talking. I get all.
I think I lost the
hot and wild.
Reach the end.
That was the end.
Dude.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
As I said, this movie's short.
The show's not going to be 3 fucking hours long.
Yeah, the only thing at the end was Ike up in the thing still. Yeah.
Oh, Ike.
We did Zardoz last night, Tom. 3.5 hours. I'm like, most of the shows was 40. What the fuck?
And it's been my most successful live stream ever. So
it was a great stream, dude. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
It was. I keep telling you, get an empty bottle under your desk, and if you need a piss.
I spent most of my day streaming yesterday.
I like drinking out of this cup, otherwise.
And editing a video, so I did both.
I believe Gary does have problems with his streams. This is the trouble.
I keep crossing them.
Oh, you keep crossing the streams?
Yeah. Egon said not to do it. It would be bad.
All right. So
where are all the Toxic Tuesday regular guys at? Where are they all at?
Dustin had some stuff with his grandma. Not bad. Just
I saw I saw his chat.
And then
I'm here.
70's still here.
Mark,
I meant the people that count, Brian. Jesus.
Yeah, he's talking about Mad Mark.
Yeah, like Gerry counts too. I mean, come on.
And Mark is doing poker, so he handed off the baton. And shout out to Mark, you the scene.
Yeah, I remember Mark saying that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark, for assembling that
Yes.
slideshow. We do appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much.
And
guys,
for the well-placed Mad Mardigans.
Oh, very well placed, Mad Mardigan.
And not to be mistaken with Mark with a C.
No, not Mark the Gospel.
Brother,
no, this is Mark D with a C.
Mark D with a C.
Yes. So, anyways, for the regulars, you know what to do in terms of scores, and for any of the first timers, rank this movie in toxicity and in greatness. So you decide on 1 to 10 how toxic it is, and 1 out of 10 how great it is. I will highlight your scores, and I will blaze through reading all of them. And meanwhile, while you guys are giving out your scores, I'm going to have the panels give out theirs as well. And I guess I'll lead it off. So
usually you go last. Ooh.
I know, right? So I slid up behind you. I want to have the right of way at first. So anyways, this movie, I'm going to say it gets a 9.1 is where I'm going to get that. The humor and the singing. The singing is actually really catchy. Even if you take out the humor, it's impressive how catchy and infectious these songs are. It's like they did pop singles, but with South Park vulgarity, raising the roof. It's madly impressive. So I feel like the soundtrack is incredible, and it's absolutely timeless music that will live on for years to come. And of course, you got lots of great moments with the characters. You saw a few of the last moments before, they were going into other types of story acts. You didn't see, like, obviously Stan do the vomit stuff as much. You see him falling for Wendy, and then you have Kenny. Yes, you get to hear Kenny have his big moment of speaking. So a lot of big important moments for our kids. Our kids grew with this movie. This is where they definitely start. And also, like Tom says earlier, Tom, I'm stealing this one from you, and I'll give it back. But yeah, this movie is a perfect transition from what they once were going to what they became. So love this flick. This movie absolutely gets a 10 on the toxicity. It's fucking vulgar. And they talk about freaking Barbara Streisand fucking cunt shit alienating. Wow, I can't speak. You get the point. They saw an R-rated movie. Parents got into hysteria. They blamed Canada. Bombs were exploding. Even a teacher shot the Canadian military and said "MK" before it. Like, what more can you want from that? This was a absolutely fucking awesome flick. So I highly recommend it. And Vince, I see you never really watched something. This is the perfect gateway. I'll just straight up say I feel like you can watch this, get into South Park this way, because you get an idea of what they once were going into what they became. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. So I'll let Tom go next.
Yeah, I mean, as far as toxicity, I wouldn't really. The film has positive gay characters and Big Gay Al and the devil. So I mean, really, there we go. Look at that bulge.
Yeah.
That was by Joe's. It's in the chat right now. He made that last night for our Zardoz show with 70s. That fucking cracks me up. I fucking love it. And hold on, don't drop it yet. I gotta open this one. This is the one I shared with Nick earlier.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good.
All right, I'll stop sharing now.
No, you had to.
But yeah, like Kyle's mom's real toxic. Saddam's real toxic. So the toxicity, I think, comes from them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to construe toxicity with vulgarness, right? And I wouldn't even necessarily call it so much vulgarness, right? Because this movie's language comes off much like a very well done George Carlin skit, right? I mean, he knows how to place the swear words, and same thing with Trey and Matt. Like, it may sound like when you first watch this movie or just hear like a little bit of it, you're like, oh my God, that's just vulgar nonsense to be swearing. It's like, no. Listen to the entire thing. It is much more clever than you're giving it credit for. And don't let the crudity of the cartoon and the vulgarness of the language draw you or push you away from this, right? Because it's a very, very well done film. In fact, this movie is better than it has the fucking right to be. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, as far as animated films go for like movies based on animated shows, I love Beavis and Butthead Do America, like we watched last week. But this is probably hands down not only the best television to movie adaptation, like, you know, when they have a movie like that, but on its own merit, probably was the best movie of 1999.
Oh, that's a good statement. You know what? Because you know you're going up against Matrix, you're going up against Star Wars, and I got to be honest with you with those. Yeah, this is a far better film. And
because as far as a film that
oh my
stands
God,
on its own, right? And that's the beauty of it, is you don't ever have had to actually have seen the show before. Because here's full disclosure: even though this show is my favorite show of all time right now, at the time I watched this, I was not a South Park fan. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. A buddy of mine taped them for me. I didn't have Comedy Central in my cable, so buddy taped them for me. He sent them off to me. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, this is weird. I don't like this. I don't get it. So I didn't care about it after that, and then I finally saw the movie because some friends wanted to see the movie, and I'm like, whatever, you know. So I just, next thing I know, by the clitoris scene and the shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. And there was something about when I saw the movie, because somebody tried to, because it was like, I had that, you know, when you're sitting with your buddies and you're all sitting there getting stoned and shit. Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys.
And you know, and they're trying to explain to me South Park all like eloquently. You're like, you know, like, you just don't get it, man. Like, Cartman's the man because he's rich and he puts everybody down, man. And Kenny, he's the poor man and he's always dying for the man. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it, but I don't care. It's not that funny. It's just, I was saying those things. Like, I'm like, it's just vulgar to be vulgar. It's just asinine to be asinine. And then when I saw the movie, something clicked. Like, I finally got it. Like, something changed in my brain. So I went back and rewatched everything. And I seen the brilliantness of it. And the thing was, I think if I would have watched one more episode, because I think the one episode that I quit before was the whatchamacallit, with the monster that makes the people into wicker baskets. Oh, what the hell is it called? Scuttlebutt. The Scuttlebutt episode. Now, if I would have made it to that episode, see, that in the first season is probably one of the best episodes. So, like, if I'd have made it to that episode, then I probably would have liked the show better. But up to that point, I think I saw the Barbra Streisand. There was a couple of random episodes out of order. The Barbra Streisand episode and a couple other ones, and I'm just like, none of this shit makes sense. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah. Like, but no, finally when I saw the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it for some reason. It all kind of clicked to me. And yeah, as a movie, as a film, when we say a lot of movies are 10 out of 10s here. But when I say 10 out of 10, this is like Godfather, Jaws, Goodfellas 10 out of 10 level.
Well, even
like,
I'm not fucking kidding. Loves South Park.
Well,
they love
thank you for that short summary there, Tom.
There it is, a big short summary. I'm sorry.
Hey, before
I don't
we
go
go
small.
to the next one, Gutsy says
Bigger,
South Park
longer,
greater than
that was
Beavis.
great.
That was Tom. Bigger, longer, and uncut.
Wow, that was really good. Seriously, that was really
Just
good.
whatever Tom said.
Hey, Courtney,
Yeah,
I see you in the chat. What's up, Courtney? Shout out to Courtney.
Hi, Court.
All right, so
Who's next?
70s.
I actually like South Park. When Tom mentioned Beavis and Butthead, I like Beavis and Butthead, but I'm much more of a South Park appreciator, and I did love the show right from the beginning. And I was very excited about this movie and went to see it in the cinema. I had an absolute blast. I still think it's a fantastic movie. I find new things in it all the time, little bits and pieces. You know, it's one of those experiences. I mean, you can't. Yeah, it's 10 out of 10 for toxicity. You know, I mean, it's certainly is the most wholesome family movie I've ever seen. And I'd probably give it something like a 9.3 out of 10 as a movie. The only thing about it is that I think the first half of the movie is spectacular. Like every frame, every conversation, every song is just spot on. I think it lags a little bit towards the end, which is why I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10. but it's still a magnificent movie. I love it.
All right.
Et voila.
70s. I'm going to read off some scores real quick, and then we'll pass it on. Comic Relief Crusader says I give it 10 Beaver Tails way up. D-Bud overall 10 out of 10. Toxicity at 10 out of 10. This movie is a real gut buster. My cheeks and stomach get sore from laughing so much. The Jack of All Casuals, 69 out of 69. Uncle Fuckers for Toxicity. But I have to give it 10 because I hate musicals, and this movie is part musical. Okay. And shut again. Boosh McFadden. Gotta say 10 out of 10 overall. The music is great. The story is absurd but grounded. And it wasn't beaten to crap by Hollywood. Joe's Atmosphere overall and Toxicity. Overall 10-10. Toxicity 11. Boosh says 10 bloody used tampon popsicles out of 10 for Toxicity and Barf. Keely Chow 10 out of 10 overall. 10 out of 10 Toxicity. Mecha J goes full 10. Soul Assassin says 10 out of 10 Toxicity. 10 out of 10 Awesomeness. Plus the Baldwins are all dead. Blame Canada. And he gave a question of should Trey Parker do a South Park sequel? Leave it as I think they are working on a sequel for is it Paramount Plus or someone they're doing a sequel? I don't know if they're doing a direct sequel, but they're doing movies. Sorry, yeah, thank you for correcting me, Gary. They're doing movies for them. So I guess that would be the closest thing you'll get to a sequel per se, Soul Assassin. All right, thank you for that.
Because every episode that came out after 99 is technically a sequel to the movie.
Yeah, no, you're
the
right.
closest they ever came to another theatrical feature was the Adventure Land or whatever the hell that was called. Imagination Land. That was meant to be a theatrical, and then they changed their minds. But yeah, I don't think they'll ever do a theatrical release again. Maybe for like a finale of some type, but that'd be it.
Yeah, it's probably in some ways it could be for the best. I mean, there'll be too many problems, and we already deal with enough problems in the world. So
I liked Imagination Land, but if they would have put that out as a movie, I think it would have been a disappointment.
Yeah,
like if we would have went to spend that kind of money to see that in the theater, we'd have been like, even though it kind of predated Ready Player One, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it has the same plot, basically.
Yeah, it does.
Even a lot of the same characters.
I just can't believe.
And Kurt Russell got violated. Kurt Russell got really violated.
So he was.
The Kurt Russell scene that was
Spielberg.
That was
Lucas
those Christmas
episode.
critters too. That did it. Once for that messed up Christmas special.
Gerry.
Gerry.
Why don't you tell us your final thoughts on this?
Absolutely. I give it 10 out of 10 clits for Toxicity.
You found the clitoris?
Absolutely.
Where was it?
I give it 10 out of 10 French douchebag Canadians for quality of storytelling. And the writing it's fucking genius. It's a perfect film. I don't agree on any of the slow stuff. There was a statement that we talked about, all of us talked about last week, because what's his name? Gutsy77 said something about South Park greater than Beavis Butthead. And with that, I find that hard to say, but the fact is, I think quality-wise, they did surpass in the writing, and for their comedy is actually funnier than what Mike Judge did. But the fact is, Mike Judge, if it weren't for Mike Judge and Beavis and Butthead, there would be no South Park. It wouldn't exist.
No, and they have said that themselves.
Absolutely. So, yeah, they did surpass the master, but I love that they use Mike Judge in this film because he's the voice of Kenny at the end.
It brings it back full circle.
Yeah, full circle, man.
Dude, good
this is a perfect film, in my opinion. I love the film.
What's funny is Beavis and Butthead ended just as this show started, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, do you think it was the popularity of South Park that hurt Beavis and Butthead?
No, because I think they actually ended in '97, and then this started that fall. South Park did.
I think it's just the show had done its time proper.
Yeah, no, Beavis and Butthead ended on its own accord. Like that, Beavis and Butthead Are Dead is probably one of the best. Like we always talk about the worst final episodes of all time. The Beavis and Butthead finale is up there with some of the best.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. Beavis and Butthead or
and the Jack of Casual. That's not what I was saying. I said they did surpass Beavis and Butthead. I feel that the quality of the writing, not the animation, but the quality of the writing and the comedy is better from South Park than what Mike Judge put out.
Yeah.
But that's because, you know, Mike Judge did a lot of the stuff himself, and it was very, I don't know, situational. Whereas South Park is something else. It's more like Monty Python. It's crazy.
It's more topical later on. It was more like Monty Python.
Yeah, much later, once they started doing the speed, when they were able to speed up the
7-day
production.
episode,
Yeah. Oh, they could make a show in a very short period of time. And all of a sudden they could, unlike other animated shows, it was like a year from the beginning of production to airing on TV. It was almost a year. So it took forever. South Park they pushed the cutting edge of staying topical with the shows.
Yeah, like The Simpsons, they started, it took like 6 months, I think it was, from beginning to end.
6 months,
episode. And then they got it down to about 4 months as they got going along. South Park, they started out, it was like, I think they could get an episode. Well, first when they did the cutout episode, it took them forever. And they're like, there's no way we can do this and logistically get it and get them all done.
Well, they almost immediately turned to the same software that they did Jurassic Park with, you know, manipulating 3D objects and they would digitally capture the cutouts and then turn them into layers.
I think they went from a couple months and then they got it down to like literally 6 days.
6 days.
Yep.
And that's when they did that documentary, 6 days, South
6
Park.
days to air. Yep.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Sorry. Dash Attack. I think it's your turn.
All right, Gerry. Thank you, Gerry.
Shut up, Nick.
So my score, well, everyone's, mine's basically like same. Like the writing is good, the toxicity, like, you know, like you said, Kyle's mom, Saddam, and like some of the jokes, like that toxicity definitely a 10. And the writing actually is really good. It's hard to balance vulgarity with substance, and South Park has always been able to do that, and they totally did it with this movie. People might not be able to see that, like, just watching it because of the shock, but like there really is like substance in this movie. Like it talks about like this whole escalation of like panic that almost culminates in the apocalypse, basically. Yeah, it was a really funny movie. I really enjoyed it was one of the first rated R movies I saw as a teenager. And you know, doing the rewatch, I got to appreciate a lot of the hidden gags I didn't really quite see. So like there's a lot. Like I'm sure you can like comb like this movie for like hidden gags. So yeah, South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. It's a fantastic movie. It's certainly really memorable. I remember so many scenes even before the rewatch.
All right. Cool. Anything else with that, sir, or will that be all?
I think that's it.
All right. Awesome. I love it. Thank you, sir. Well, you know, Mark you the C. Hopefully poker was good. Why don't you tell us your thoughts on this movie?
$32, yeah. So
yeah,
I can buy an action figure.
He lost $300, but he won 32.
Yeah, that's what you do when you go to the casino. Yeah, it's like, what would you walk out with? Yeah,
you only count the winnings.
It's just a friendly neighborhood game, so not high stakes. So $32 is good.
I had a friend who had a real bad gambling problem. He'd sit there and he'd go, like, I won like $300. I'm like, yeah, but how much did you spend to get it? Like $1,200.
He needs help with the math there. Yeah. But no, I had to hop on at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the slideshow and some of those special slides. I hope got some good laughs. God, I mean, I went to see this movie with a buddy when it came out, and oh God, I couldn't stop laughing in the movie theater. Like my buddy Craig and I were just, and the music is, I mean, you guys probably hashed all this over. I'm just jumping in.
Hash it again, man.
But the music is fantastic. The lyrics are awesome. And as Dash Attack was saying too, there's some great social commentary there. You know, I'm thinking as a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons, how the moms went nuts when, you know, we were playing D&D, and they thought we were Satan worshiping or deities and demigods. So and all the kids, we all covered all our D&D books up so no one could see the cover.
Yeah, it's like the thing that you probably said was, Mom, D&D has nothing to do with how much I worship Satan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it didn't help. Like the priest at church was giving the sermons, like, Mark, you listen to heavy metal music and you play D&D. The priest said you might end up going to hell. You know, my sister is 10 years younger, so she was very.
Yeah, the only reason I listened to it is because the priest told me about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You mean you're not supposed to listen to Black Sabbath? So yeah, we used to, and we had it was on the side, but for confirmation class, my buddy and I were both into heavy metal, so we were playing Van Halen, "Running with the Devil" before confirmation class on our boat back to piss off the confirmation teachers, like older brothers and sisters of friends. So yeah, it was funny. Yeah. But yeah, so this, I mean, I'm thinking of the Twilight Zone episode. Monsters Are Doing Maple Street too. I mean, not a direct analogy, but with a whole town, as Dash Attack said, going nuts, and the next level, blame Canada. So when you really watch this movie closely, like the first time you're just laughing at the dialogue and the kids swearing, and you know, where's the clitoris? Chef, how do I find the clitoris? You know, that kind of humor. But there's a real intelligence to the humor and what's happening with the characters. And of course, Saddam Hussein was, the greatest evil on the planet at that time. That whole scene with the devil feeling, unwanted, and Saddam only wants to have sex with me. He doesn't want to listen to me and talk to me.
I want to cuddle.
I want to cuddle. Yeah. So, I mean, there's just so many levels in this movie that are just so, normally I don't like that kind of stuff, but this is just so well done. And I got in trouble the next day, because I'm going around and singing Uncle Fucker at work. You walk in the water cooler, you're like, you start singing Uncle Fucker because it was so catchy. You got into someone's like, what did you just say? I'm like, I just saw the South Park movie. Shut your face, Uncle Fucker. It's like, I mean, the songs are so good in this. The music, I mean, and just the lyrics are so sharp. So yeah, this is a 10 for me all around. 10 for, great movie. 10 toxicity. I mean, just the parents, and God, there's just so many scenes in this where you couldn't stop laughing. My friend is like, we had 5-year-old kids at the time. We're like, yeah, we ain't taking our kids to see this one. I mean,
yeah, the whole clitoris thing had me rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. When they find the giant clit at the end, hilarious.
It's totally hysterical. Yeah. So Courtney says, yeah, I'm going to be singing that the rest of the night now. Yeah. So yeah, this is just one of those classic movies. If you're in a bad mood, just put this movie in. It'll give you some good laughs. So, and have a few beers while you do it too. That'll make it even better. Yep.
Agreed. Well said, Mark. Seriously, that was awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And seriously, thank you for the slideshow as always. But dude, the photos that you posted, hilarious. You continue to outperform yourself, man. It's glorious. I think I missed a few early comic relief Crusaders. So give it 10 Beaver Tails way up. Peter Venkman fan site 10 for being bigger, longer, and uncut. No little blue pills needed. And that, guys, the South Park bigger, longer, and uncut. So now you ask, well, what's episode 52 gonna be? Well, remember Steve Martin, guys? Remember him? Yes.
Ooh.
Next week we're gonna do the Naked Gun next week.
It's amazing that Steve Martin isn't in that movie.
Yeah, he's not in it. Right?
Although there is a really good shot of somebody's beaver.
I was just going to say there is a beaver in the movie. Though.
I think Nick Weiser
is a stuffed beaver.
Getting Steve Martin mixed up with Leslie Nielsen, but yes.
So,
did anybody ever watch Police Squad? I loved that show. It was only about 6 episodes.
I'm Blu-ray now.
I love that show.
Got canceled,
and it was so good.
Well, isn't the movie basically like the same?
They took some of the gags.
They took it from the show.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I remember the show better than I do the movies. To be honest with you,
the show was hilarious.
CBS once in a while would actually show all 6 episodes.
Yeah,
in the summertime.
You can watch them back to back. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Well, then Friday nights they would because they had, instead of showing reruns, they would show the Police Squad all summer long on
Just
CBS.
stupid shit like he says, I drove back to headquarters and you see him reversing the whole way.
Yeah, all the way back.
My
absolute favorite is the big giant. You never see his face.
That's right. You never see the lab. Big guys.
And he says, hey, Jaime, you've got something on your face. And the guy goes like this. He reaches his hand up above camera and scratches. And then Leslie Nielsen goes, no, on the other side. And you hear it. And then half a banana falls on the fucking table.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Half a banana falls off.
That's the word on the street.
Gags in that fucking movie, dude, or in that show, fucking ridiculous.
Nick again is a classic.
Have we done Airplane? We have not done Airplane yet. I don't know if I have seen that one. I don't know.
So. Airplane is a classic.
The single most toxic scene ever done in a film was
jive.
Inflate the autopilot.
The automatic pilot.
So, Billy, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
You like movies about gladiators?
Yeah, Nick, you got to see Airplane.
Oh yeah.
I don't think. Now, the more I think about it, I don't think I have. I don't.
Especially the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar line. Tell your dad I'm not slacking on defense here. Ask him to bust his court up and down the court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's one of the funniest movies ever made.
Who was it he was saying? That was one of the funniest parts, following some other great basketball player up and down that fucking court.
So you don't have him drag it up. You don't have to drag
It goes the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, stop sniffing glue, drinking. It starts off with looks like I picked a bad week to stop drinking scotch.
Yeah.
Of
course, the most famous line is, surely you can't be serious. Yes, I'm serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Stop calling me Shirley.
You have to go to a hospital. A hospital? What is it? It's a big building with doctors and patients. That's not important right now. They're on instruments.
What's amazing is the second one has Shatner in it, of course.
Shatner, I know.
Well,
he goes up to the window.
That
it looks like a porthole or a screen, but it's actually just the door, and you open the door and he's standing
what
there.
do they do?
It's a full remake of 0 Hour.
Yeah, get them to
word
flash
for
in
word,
sequence.
practically. Yeah,
it is practically word for word a complete straight remake of the movie 0 Hour with I forget his name. Great fucking actor, and big during World War II.
Great actor, but not memorable.
Well, and it also came out when they had a bunch of these movies called Airport. Like almost every year they had one come out.
Airport.
Like, it was like you had Airpoint 71, Airpoint 72, Airport 73, Airport.
And the one that started it all really was Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah,
and it opened the door for all.
No, take him to Detroit.
And when they did those disaster movies, they had a simulcast on stereo, so you could have Earthquake tuned to 96.7 tonight to hear it in quadraphenic
Are
sound.
Are you guys old enough for Sensorama? Do you remember Sensorama?
I remember Sensorama.
Feel around was better. Feel around.
And I did not know that, Mark D. That's amazing. That's a bit of piece of history I did not know.
Yeah, so they'd say tune to your local radio station so you could actually hear the TV speakers suck. Back then, there's no sound bars or anything, so they would simulcast it on the radio. So
and of course, back then, it was kind of weird because seemed like forever during the 70s and 80s, like the stereo was almost still the centerpiece of the home entertainment center with the television, and then they got away from it in the 80s, and then all of a sudden back in the 90s it was like we're putting it back in the living room again, surround but now sound. It's surround sound. So it was kind of weird. I did not know they did that back in the day. That's cool.
Yeah, and then I'd go to friends' houses. I was always like a hi-fi, music. So I'd bring my boombox sometimes at night and plug my boombox into their VCR, so you get stereo sound or something, or use the earphone. They're like, "You can do that." I'm like, "Yeah, you can't listen to this damn little." Of course, the sound sucked compared to today, but at least you got two speakers, So that's you youngins have it good.
Do at some drive-ins, right? Because either you get that little stupid mono speaker, or they'll say tune to 92.7 to get the movie in stereo. And you
Nick, you just got challenged by clobbering.
I think Nick is
says you can't. Yeah, I
think whatever do it. Smoking before the show just kicked in.
We could do Kentucky Fried Movie.
And no, I was lost in that conversation. I admit, Soul Assassin. I yield.
Yeah.
I about let you guys
have
have
some edibles
fun.
during the show.
Oh, dude! If I have I've never had edibles, but the day I do, it's gonna be the Mike bites from Mike Tyson.
It's the only thing I can say.
They're not as good as the smoke, Nick. They're not.
Maybe they're not.
But smoking's bad for you.
But guys,
Edibles
it's
are much
probably
healthier.
better. It's probably better than Evander Holyfield Zero. It's supposed to be better than the real thing. So,
Well, Tom, I'll argue with you because I've actually gotten better highs from edibles than I have.
You get more of a body buzz as opposed to actually stoned like you do with smoke.
But I want to address what Soul Assassin said here is I like my men like I like my coffee. I walked into an all-black call center and I said, I like my coffee like I like my women. And all the black girls looked up at me and I said, I like to fill it with a lot of cream. And they just walked out.
Human resources,
like,
calling human
Gerry,
resources.
Right, yeah.
You crazy.
all right. I will remember this red shirt. I will remember this.
Oh, wait, what did he say?
How about for Airplane for Be a Toxic Tuesday? But no, Naked Gun next week. Airplane, we'll figure out a spot down the line. But I posted in the private chat. I posted in the private chat a few of the ones that I'm looking at for down the line. So you guys let me know if you guys got thoughts. We'll entertain them. But anyways, I got a direct donation, and then after direct donation, I'm gonna plug
all right
channels.
Oh, I can hardly wait to see what you plug.
Oh, dude.
Skittles.
Skittles.
And Brian Yoder for $25. So sorry, I missed it tonight.
Oh, that's
Get a Blame
pizza.
Canada pizza, Canadian bacon, 2 times the black olives made by a Cuban. Blame Canada. Thank you for $25, Brian. That is freaking hilarious. So, anyways, yes, Naked Gun next week. It's going to be huge, and we got a few ones coming up that are going to be fun, and it's going to be great. So, we'll see you guys all next week, and I appreciate you all coming here and hanging out and supporting us. I'm going to let our gentlemen plug their plugs, and the Jack of all casuals. He just wanted to see Thanos punch
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
He says, for $5, even though you deserve to be canceled because you've never seen Airplane, good one today, Nick. Well, thank you, Jack of all casuals, and nice to see you in the chat.
That's all right. Airplane's an old enough one, and you're young enough that I think we can let that one slide.
Amen.
I have my airhead and blonde moments.
No, I'm not so sure. I think Nick's older than me, and I've seen Airplane.
Hey, I didn't see Spaceballs until a few months ago, so
really,
yeah. Ask these guys; they can vouch on my behalf. They were all there for that.
And little did you know that there were just a bunch of nuts that were hanging outside your window.
But I fell in love with Spaceballs. It's a fantastic movie. Absolutely
Fun
fantastic movie. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna let these gentlemen plug their plugs, and I get to plug them up. So, the first man I get to plug is Gerry.
Oh, here, let me share this then. Share that instead of my face. There we go. Tomorrow I've got Don Ecker. He's been on Nerdrotic, Doomcock. He is one of the top UFO guys over the last several decades. He's a decorated veteran and disabled veteran and police officer. Lost a leg to a shotgun while on duty. But he's one of the top UFO guys. He was the editor-in-chief of UFO Magazine and the creator of Dark Matters Radio, which was popular for 25 years. He's retired now, semi-retired, but he's coming on our show tomorrow morning for our Wednesday, UFO Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about some stuff. We'll probably even talk about Bob Lazar because he's met him and interviewed him quite a few times.
All right. Absolutely.
And that's all I'm talking about this week.
No, dude, that's badass, man. It's freaking awesome. Cool.
And this guy's like an old friend of mine. I've known him for like 30 years.
All right, guys. If you somehow aren't having, I mean, we still got 40 in the chat. Thank you, seriously, all for sticking around. So up to the Pop Culture Minefield. This is a show that you want to watch and listen to. So, and Mr. Darius Munchausen, thank you for modding, sir. He said
Darius,
yes, set your
awesome.
Reminders. Thank you, seriously, Darius, for doing this. So up to Pop Culture Minefield, and Gerry, it's so good to have you back.
Gerry.
it feels like all is right in the world. And yes, I do. I got 5 men to plug here. What do you think I'm doing? I'm a busy man.
Nothing is more gay than Nick when he plugs us.
I don't want to be last. Could we just get it over with first?
Just get it over with.
All right. And I'm gonna let Mark do the C plug.
I love
all right, Mark. I got you to plug.
You got me to plug. Okay. All right. A lot to plug. So yeah, I'll be on Clobberin Times on the Clubhouse with Raquel on Thursday. Tomorrow night after the Orville's over, I'll be on the Emporio Lifehorn, I think, with Clobberin Time and Jill reviewing that episode 9 that dropped. So hopefully that's going to be a good episode. I'm editing a video on this guy that I just got. This is Clobberin Time's favorite. I know he's in the chat, so he loves those Funko Pops. So he's going to ban me from his channel now. But this is a blacklight Marvel poster version. I had those blacklight posters in the 70s. So
that's
just editing a video
awesome, dude.
You would get a blacklight.
That actually looks like a Kirby drawing come to life.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
So usually I'm not a huge fan of the Funkos, but I think this one's wild. This one's really cool. So
that one is kind of cool. Yeah.
So,
but I got no room to talk. I got too many.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to fit this one, but yeah, and he comes with a little surfer. The surfer fell off, but yeah. So I'll be dropping a video on that, and then I've got Sunday Night Geekery on Sunday night, and once in a while I try to pop into that Friday night comic show, but a lot of times we end up having family night. So. But once in a while I'm there too. But yeah, just appreciate chance to jump on at the end here and talk about this great movie, and subbed all my buddies here, and appreciate all the subs. I hit 250, so thank you for that. Woo! And if you sub, and if anyone, if you subbed anyway, yeah, Mark is banned. Yeah. If anyone subs here, watch a 2-minute video, because sometimes on YouTube knocks the sub out if you don't watch a short video. So. But thank you, Nick, and guys. Yep, really appreciate it, and a lot of fun. All
right, which boy am I gonna plug next? Dash Attack. Since you're new and young, I'm gonna plug you. So pucker up.
Hey everyone, I'm Dash Attack. I'm just my account's really old, but I've just started really making content. I'm mostly doing game live streams. I'm also doing videos like. Talking about different video games, covering different news and stuff. I'm just I'm trying to see what works, and I've been having a lot of fun doing it. I've been having people like Mike and Culture Casino and Nick Weiser on my show. I'm hoping to have other people come on eventually, because I'm just having a lot of fun doing this, and I'm making a lot of good friends.
All right, Dash. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, sir. I'm sure somewhere, someday, somewhen down the line, I'll slide you back into the toxicity, and our paths will cross again, streaks and all. All right,
thank you,
streams and all.
Cross the streams.
All right, Tom.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
You know where to find me.
It's true.
I'm hanging out all over the place. Possibly your mom.
You're his
Don't
mom.
laugh. I might be your daddy.
Change gender.
Oh.
That's some magic if you were my dad.
Oh, not you, Gerry. You're too fucking old.
I know.
You're probably my dad.
Well, Tom, it's been
that
a
would
pleasure.
not surprise me at all.
I mean, you probably are my dad. I mean, you don't live far from me, so this makes a lot of sense.
All right, you know where to find me. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Always hanging out with a lot of hooligans like these. I'll be on the morning show, of course, and that kind of thing. Thanks for having me. I love this movie.
The pleasure's mine, Tom, in more ways than one. All right. And now I got one more man to plug. All right. This is my last man that I plug. And he's filled with a lot of manwich. And he is that 70s rock fan.
You've left the most raw, masculine man to the end. I can tell.
Where's your Zardoz outfit?
That's just like you to take up the rear.
Zardoz. Well, we had a great stream on Zardoz yesterday on my channel, That 70s Rock Fan. And it was a great, fantastic panel, and Gerry was there too. But we had a really.
Oh, we got to hear you say "book" like a bunch of times.
That was brilliant. It's been my most watched live stream ever. So things are going well. I'm having a lot of fun.
Nice.
Just work intervening. YouTube has continued and doing some great live shows. I've had some really fun videos out recently on bands like the Raspberries and science fiction books and some Indian movies and stuff. So books, you see, I have to see books just for Gerry. So then, and you'll see me popping up on, if Tom allows me, on Midnight's Edge After Dark, and on MFR Cocktail Lounge on Fridays, and Late Night Culture and stuff like that. So lots of fun. I'd like to thank Nick for your continued wonderful work with this great show, and thank you to everybody in the chat for being here. You make it a lot of fun. Cheers.
All right, hey 70, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for sliding the pics. It was nice to have things you could show me and the other boys on this panel in the chat. We like your pics, and congrats on 500. All right, it's really cool.
Oh, hey, it's that dude from Motorhead.
I'm gonna do a trim tomorrow, so it's gonna be huge. But anyways, guys, yes, Naked Gun next week. Toxic Tuesday. This week, Comic Shop Talk will be talking the first run of Nova, aka titled "The Man Called Nova," issues 1 through 4. That's gonna happen. And, of course, you can find me at Midnight's Edge After Dark, Yelling at Park Cars with Comics Division, the Dix Division. And I've got an album review of a band from Chile that should be out Thursday morning. And I've got a BitChute exclusive as well that should be out tomorrow morning off a food review. So I'll post that all on the Gildeds and the Twitters of the world. So you guys will make sure you get all your plugs filled of all those things. And yes, I'm really happy with this food review because it's of a thing I didn't know existed again until recently. So the fact that it came back into my life was just so much more freaking romantic. And I'd love to review Flip City Mag. No, I'll do that. And guys, this is my Gilded link in the chat right here. All right, that's Gilded. Sign up, get to the Gilded. All right. I'll have your album review out Thursday. Food review on BitChute. It's a BitChute exclusive. That'll be out tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys Friday night for the Comic Shop Talk. Until then.
Oh, and Nick, I got a special clip I made just for you because you're such an awesome guy. So you got something from one of my favorite all-time movies. So here's a clip from it. So listen to this.
Yeah, Nick. Nick's a real name. Nick's your buddy. Nick's the kind of guy you can trust. Kind of guy you can drink a beer with. Kind of guy who doesn't mind if you puke in his car. Nick. God. Oh, vomit. I'm sorry.
Tom has opinions on Gilded. It's okay.
So you got to watch the Sure Thing, Nick. So
yeah,
and I don't know if that's a toxic movie, but that's what.
Fuck you, Gilded. Fuckers.
There's extra echo in that one, though. I like it.
All right, guys. Thank you again. I don't have some big fancy outro. Maybe one day I'll do that if I feel like it. It's not a money issue. It's a more of a I don't need it issue. So you know what I like to say going out and sliding out. This is goodbye. Good fight.
Boobs.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
All right. Don't forget to use